Good morning, everyone. Hey, that dude, world peace. Ellie has to be wise to says bullshit. I heard where the DA told him basically, shut the hell up. Yeah, yep. Hey, Laura. It is a mess, PMH, and it's really sad. Sweetie Cake, money for interviews now. Why? Unbelievable. Well, if you think about it, he no longer has any creators passing around his Cash App. His GoFundMe's down. So the income of money has slowed down. So what better way than to act like he's a celebrity and ask for money for interviews? So I'll tell you, Seth Rogers, I will pay you. I'll pay you for an interview. If it is true that Seth wants to be paid for interviews, he was never in it for Sebastian. Yep. That's actually really concerning. Reliable don't exactly go hand in hand. Maybe Seth needs more money, keep Sebastian. I seen a really good theory. Of course, it's just theory, it's speculation. There's no proof to it, but there's some interesting new things going about that imply that. Hey, Betty, sold his soul. CS, good morning, Charles, Jackie, Music City. Thank you, Laura. Good morning to you. Polish, Goody, Jennifer. So we never did. Hey, Jay, we never did finish Betty's initial interview with Seth. And I'm telling you, that's what I want to know, Muffin. I want to figure that out too. Did Betty pay for this, or did it come in the format of hate and JLR? Was that her currency? Hey, Rainbow Mom. Isn't that sad, Barbara? Good morning, Doodle. Whispers. So, yeah, we've been told that. He passed around the phone call that Heather recorded. He gave that to Nina to use in her child custody case. We know Michaela was allegedly going through Steph's phone, finding information, and then turning around and giving it to YouTubers. It is weird. There's my super fan. Good morning. Good morning, Peachy, Colleen. So since Tony came in, the monetizing has increased insanely. He's not a point he can help other families. He needs help, not money. An album though. Hey, Nana. I know. Should pay for it with that. I would pay him just to see if he would come on, Agatha. I would love to talk to Seth. I would love to know how much he's charging. Thank you so much, Charles. You're at the New Jersey Shore. I'll see you soon, Barbara. I'm coming. I can't wait. If school was done, I'd be down there full time. You guys don't like us, though, the Shoobies. Do you call us Shoobies, Barbara? Please tell me this isn't true. Did he really say he wants to get paid for interviews? I'm looking. His conduct has cost him his job. Does he not have a job anymore in my crime time? Good morning, Heather. He doesn't come across like the parent of a missing child. No, he comes across like somebody who's loving the attention. Makes you wonder, did that have anything to do with it? That's what I want to know, Mrs. Fletcher. Hey, Forever Army. I like your new photo. It's so sad, Jazz. It really is. Seth is claiming he never said he knew where Sebastian is. Yes, we played the clip where he says he didn't say that, but he did. He said, I know where my son is, but I don't have the resources. He absolutely said that. Good morning, Days. That's what the locals call us. Yeah, shoobies. But you would probably pay him, then have to submit questions beforehand. They tell you what he will or will not answer. Hey, Ma. I probably don't even have what it called. I probably couldn't even afford what he would want. You know what I mean? I got $50. Good morning, Irish. Yes, we call you guys shoobies and yell at you in the left fast lane, going super slow. Oh, he quit because he said he was too upset to work. Oh, you really, Sea Isle? I usually go to Avalon, Cape May, Sea Isle. They have my favorite. We love the what is it called? Grilled cheese place. Going back to work would be really good for Seth, right? It would get his mind off a lot of things. It would help him spend less time online. It would help him spend less time thinking. It would be good for him. Excuse me. There's conflicting things if he did or didn't, Karen. Louise Griffin, right, from Family Guy. That's hysterical. I've never gotten that one. Well, thank your son, Emmy Joe. That's really sweet. Let's talk about that. We know that Pascal, JLR, T-Rev, each of them were passing around Seth Rogers. Does anybody else remember this? All right. Does anybody else remember? I turned off the camera so I can cough. I'm sorry. Does anybody else remember when at one point, oh, just shake, thank you. You're gonna make me blush. At one point, Seth Rogers said, do not donate to the reward fund, right? Then he followed it up with, if you like to donate, you can donate to my Cash App or Terry Lynn's. Does anybody else remember this? I think you guys are right. I think you guys are right. Wait to see if anybody put a 1 in the chat if you remember, put a 2 if you don't, put a 3 if you heard it, but you're not sure if it's true. I recall him saying this. Like he's been on so many damn panels though in different channels that I wouldn't even know where to begin. But I recall him saying, you don't have to, but here's my Cash App and here's Terry Lynn's. Some of you remember this. All right. So I'm not going crazy. He's been on so many different panels. Good morning, Guidance. Roro. I definitely remember him saying that. It pissed me off when he did that. Yeah. And then how come it was, hey, Chris, it was Terry Lynn as well. And what's going on with him and Terry Lynn? Are you like, are they no longer cool? They're not friends. Terry's out there looking all the time. On Pascal's or the Labs. Yeah. Well, that's what Chris said. Chris said, I don't have a GoFundMe to pay my bills. I got to get up for work. He did then recently say you can donate again, but then follow it with he hasn't been able to get a hold of the attorney. Hey, Captain Kurtz, good to see you. I think he said on Pascal. Okay, a lot of you think it was Pascal. You don't remember the whole, here's my Cash App or Terry Lynn's. You can give to either or. Good morning, Diana. Nope. Last we heard, he's saying the reward fund's up. Go ahead and donate. But he hasn't spoken to the lawyer. So I don't know. Who is the lawyer? Is the lawyer Tony Mathis? Like, who's getting this supposed money? How do people donate? Donate through Seth? Like, where's the money going? He went to share a flyer and Seth stopped him. Why would Seth stop him from sharing a flyer? He recently said he took the GoFundMe down, then said he still had one. Well, he wanted all this credit, right? He wanted all this credit, like, oh, I removed the GoFundMe, blah, blah. You should have never had a GoFundMe. Should have never, especially 3 days. 3 days later, how'd you know you needed a GoFundMe? Where did that money go? What was the money for? Why did you keep upping the price every time it got close to being met? There's a lot of questions for that money. We can do a whole conspiracy on why Seth Rogers wanted that money. Sometimes I say things and I don't remember either, Laura, so it's okay. Hey, BB. This is Tony finally making his PR move. Sadly in the back, Karen. Sadly in the back. Isn't that a shame? So, Snowflake, I am not a granny. I have a 12-year-old and a soon-to-be 18-year-old. Thankfully, knock on wood, I'm not a granny yet. The purpose was supposed to be, would you act this way if your granny was watching? It was a troll account. I want to change my name. I'm thinking of what to change the name. I will change the name, but no, I'm not a granny. But thank you. Where is the money? And what are you going to do with this new money? Very strange, Magic. Very strange. People have donated early on now, been asking for the money back. See, that, I'm going to be honest. Like, if you donate, I don't think you have, like, I don't think you should ask for the money back. I think that's very, once you give money, you give it from the heart, right? So I don't like, he's not going to be able to give the money back. And I don't really agree with giving the money back. But, I knew people would be upset about that without a doubt. Where'd their money go? It was meant to be to help Seth so he could search, but nobody sees him searching. Well, thank you, Leslie. I appreciate that. I told people a long time ago at the very beginning that Seth is a snake and is part of this for money. Same. Same. We definitely did as well. We were being attacked left and right over here for having unfavorable opinions on Seth. So I'm with you. And now look, and we said that. We said it months. Sadly, it's been months. We said months ago, there will come a day when these same people that are shouting how great Seth is and what a great guy Seth is will turn on Seth Rogers. Thank you, Tracy. And they have. Right. I mean, it's an unfortunate fact. You know what I mean? That's part of the risk you take when donating, especially to things like this. Seth has definitely bought a new computer for his house. He confirmed it on T-Rev. Oh, well, I could see if like it was to keep up with any information pertaining to Sebastian, I guess. I don't know. I'm so sorry to hear that, Meredith. It was on that same stream. Wow. Okay. We'll have to check. Thank you. Mm-mm-mm. I agree, Trashy. I agree. 25K on gas. These are the comments that crack me up, Beth. I'll tell you, it is people like you that make me personally judge Seth Rogers harder. And let me explain why. Because I completely agree with the beginning of your statement, right? How can you all judge the father of a missing child? But then you go on to judge the mother of a missing child, right? So how are you any better, Beth? If you want to judge Chris and Katie, have at it. Have fun. Go do what you do. But who are you to judge us judging Seth when you're judging them? Chris and Katie know where Sebastian is. Talk about that. No, ma'am. Respectfully, talk about whatever I want. Oh, thank you, Kimberly, for asking. If one of the mods are here and have the link, I'd appreciate it. Like I could see if you're like, why talk about the parents? They're missing their child. But you're like, no, let's go ahead and attack the mom and dad, right? According to Seth, that's also dad. Good morning, that cone. The only reason people are asking for money back is because Seth has told people not to donate anymore. And when the woman rang the attorney, he didn't know what reward fund she was talking about. Oh, that's interesting. I think so too. I think that's why they won't speak to him. No, Chris was not, Beth. Chris was not. Chris was at work. Okay. Matter of fact, let me show you something. Chris was definitely at work, but he has an alibi. Katie and Chris both pass lie detectors. All the same thing you guys give Seth credit for. Beth didn't think that went through, C-Head. That's okay. It's all right, Beth. Stay and hang out. You may end up hearing something and agreeing. Deviled Eye, thank you. I have not sat down to read your email, and that's horrible to admit, but I'm sorry. I'm really the last week of school, the birthdays and graduate and all the things, I'm like overloaded. Beth Seth, how does being the last one with him make them guilty of anything? No, and to be honest, we don't. And to be honest, we don't coddle the Proudfoot either. I thought it was really weird when I heard Chris say like, "Oh, rather we find him or not, life goes on." I thought that was bizarre. It was kind of cold-hearted, right? But then if you go and you look back at Chris in every interview he's been on, he's very direct. He doesn't seem like he's like a man of like, like Seth always does these I call them hallmarky, right? He always does these hallmark like sayings. Oh, how much did your son weigh at birth, Seth? Not as much as the weight on my shoulders. Like where Chris, on the other hand, would be like, I don't know how much he weighed. So if you look at the two's behavior, there's a big difference. And I think Chris just tends to be a person who's very straight, whether we like it or not. Diana and Charles, thank you so much. Welcome. We are the watermelons over here. Melon felons, to be correct, but I don't see eye to eye with you on a lot of things. Everyone failed this boy from day one. See, Renee, that's okay. That's okay. Point of lover don't either. Despite popular beliefs, we're not an echo chamber. People can feel however they want to feel. Now, that's the part I can't get past, Catherine. Let's talk about that. I talked about it plenty. So you have Seth, who keeps going back to California 8 years ago. 8 years to the date of a divorce, he disappears. Nobody else finds that weird? Seth's the only one who said he has no idea. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not the only one. Let me pull this up for you. Give me just a second. I was going to start singing, Jet, but I caught myself. I won't sing. All right, let's check this out. So, for those who say, like, Katie knows, she was the last one with him. Hold on, I'm getting it up. And in the meantime, I'll push play over on this, but I'm getting it up. Just give me just a minute. This is a comment from Robin Rogers. I don't want to admit how immature I just was, but I really did think Robin Rogers, ding, that commercial, which I think is actually Red Robin, but my last name gets me made fun of too. So, all right. So check this out, right? I had a long discussion with the special agent in charge of the TBI today. Okay. Oh, that soundless, clickless mouse I just bought, it doesn't work. It already broke. So I apologize that the clicks are back. Forgive me if you will. I want to clarify a few things that hopefully help stop some of this drama. I'm sick to death of all the trauma vultures out there and conspiracy theorists. I want all this to stop for the focus be where it should be, find the Sebastian. TBI has interviewed both Chris and Katie extensively. They have both been polyed and passed. They have both been polyed and passed. It's not, listen, I'll go get a different mic, but I'm not hitting the mic. We're falling apart over here. I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry. Is the noise back like I'm hitting the mic? Let me push it away from me. Hold on. Does that help? Is that better? Put a 1 in the chat if the mic sounds better. If not, I can mute for a minute, play this video, and go grab the mic, a different mic. Or you guys can buy me one. I'm so sorry my mic broke. No, but seriously, I don't know what's going on with it. So they both have been polyed and passed, and Katie took more than one poly and passed. So Chris Proudfoot did take a polygraph. Oh, yay, thank you, okay. Oh, are they being mean to you, Beth? I'm sorry. Sorry. Be nice, chatters. I know, Beth is blaming a grieving mother, but that passed polys, but be nice, okay? Just occasionally. I don't know what it is. I'm sorry. I'll next stream, I'll get a new mic and all the things. New mic, new mouse, new keyboard. Who dis? You know what I mean? Apologies. All right. So we never finished this interview. I also want to go ahead and check out the rest of the other stream. Military trains you to pass any lie detector test to be interrogated to the utmost. Just saying. Does it though? Oh, it says no. Are Navy SEALs trained And deception where they can beat a polygraph? No. Does the military give you a polygraph test? They do for applicants. I don't think they teach you how to pass a polygraph respectfully. Only certain military jobs. My son was in the military, and that's not true. Yeah, I've had this one for like 2 years, so it's time. Show me prof military or trained to pass poly. Show me proof. Yeah, I don't think you as well, Beth. Sorry you feel disrespected. Honestly, sorry. Have a great day. I don't think she was a Navy SEAL. No, I know. I was just looking up, does the military teach you? And that's what came up. Say, or Navy SEALs trained. So I just read that because nothing else gives you the answer. So, but anyway, I found this interesting. Did anybody else find this interesting? I mean, there it is. There it is. They both took polys and they both passed. So all 3 parents passed the poly. So where are we at next? You know what I mean? Oh, Barbara, thank you so much. Did she give you permission? See, you had that so sweet. Thank you. See, you're not bad after all, Beth. Thank you. Completely shady vibes. Katie is the key, but they all completely failed. This kid, very messy family life. He is the start of all the drama, for sure. Wait, this is Seth Rogers' mother saying it, though, Mary. Wait. With respect, is there even proof that Katie passed? Is there even really proof that Seth passed? There's not proof of any of them. My father was a Green Beret, so maybe I am wrong. I apologize. It's okay, Meredith. I get it. 22 years, never been trained to pass a poly. Thank you for your service. Neither has any of my friends in the branches. Stay calm during an interrogation. Right. I get that. Then why does the military give them for high-level clearances? That theory is incorrect. Thank you. Great point. All right. Thank you. So that makes sense. I think a sociopath could pass. Oh, my goodness, Annie. Wow, thank you so much. Wow, that was so amazing of you. Thank you. I got to grab me some chappy sticks. Sorry. That was really sweet. Thank you so much. Okay, so that was really awesome. Thank you, Annie. Sorry. Thank you. So many polys, right? So they I don't think they teach them how to pass polys. I do agree that would be a little crazy, but I understand where you're coming from, Maribeth. So she goes on to say they have both been poly passed. It does harm than good to keep, digging in everybody's background, blah, blah, blah. But I want to ask you all something. You tell me what you think. Hey, Megan. I see people saying, how about no to what? Okay. I see people saying that Sebastian told his grandmother, Steph's mother, good old Robin over here, that he was being abused at home. But Robin agreed to keep it a secret, right? Now let me ask you all this. If this is true, and people are like giving credit to Robin for this, like people are like, Robin said and blah blah blah. How do we know that Robin didn't, that Sebastian didn't tell Robin he was being abused at Steph's, which is why she would keep a secret? How many of you grandmothers in the chat would ever keep it a secret that your child came to you and said they were being abused at home? Listen, I'm all for keeping secrets with my kids and having that open communication. And when I say I won't tell anybody, I won't tell anybody. But no way on God's green earth would I ever keep that secret. Okay. Okay, I see what you're saying. Oh no, listen, Annie. I know YouTube does take 40% of that, but I truly, truly appreciate it. Please do not feel bad that it wasn't. I truly appreciate it. No way in hell. Never ever. Right. No way. I just, you sometimes you gotta love your kids enough to know what's best for them. And being their best friend isn't what's best for them. I find it weird that she would even come out and say that. I find it weird. Damn my nose. Let's see you cam up. What do you look like? I'm coming for you. What do you look like? Bet you my nose looks better than your entire fucking face. But months after Robin revealed that, Seth said he still hadn't even talked to Robin about what her claims, right? So he never went to his mom and said, well, what kind of abuse was he going through? What kind of abuse are you talking about? What did he tell you? Right, Prissy Missy. Like, no way you're going to keep that a secret. Oh, I'm not shocked that they would say that, Annie, Jill. We know exactly who that is and where they come from. A bottle. Yes, please give me a bottle for your insecurities. Thank you. You don't even have your own look like what I'm going to take 1 second to address this. First off, is they always go at my nose. They like to make Jewish references and it's cute and everything. But let's take a moment to realize that this person right here that comes in and talks about somebody's nose doesn't have their own photo. Their name of their channel is I'm Coming For You Blue. You know what this tells me? This is like a very insecure, miserable person who goes around spreading negativity. And that's really sad for you. That's really sad for you. So we're going to pray. We're going to pray for you. Well, if she is, she'd be a mandated reporter and she didn't even help her own grandchild. Would Grandma Robin keep it a secret with someone in the family? That's what I was saying. That's the only way, Jay, that I know that any grandmother would keep it a secret. And that's if it was against their own loved one, right? Like if it was against her son, if it was against Seth, that's the only way. Oh, thank you guys. I appreciate that. Thank you. My kids know they come over them. Yeah. And Sebastian's in Katie's paperwork for protection for Sebastian, she names people. I agree, Leslie, that could very easily be they could be validated, right? So when she's saying the teacher's seen it and the neighbor's seen it, absolutely. Right, Benny. It's always the way it is, isn't it? Isn't that always the way it is? Like they always look like SpongeBob and Patrick had a baby, and they come in here talking about other people's looks. Bless it, bless it. Poor things. I think. Oh, thank you, Amy. When she would be reported to the board, that's a big ethical issue. Mm. Oh, thank you, Genevieve. I'm beginning to think this is all Seth's doing for money grab and not to work. Well, let's talk about it. If Seth really wants to be paid for interviews right now, how much are we paying? Do we get phony Tony for free? Is he like a BOGO, buy one, get one? Like, where do we have to pay Tony too? Or, part of it may be that CP and Seth has said Sebastian sometimes told some stories that weren't entirely true. I agree, Artist Creek, but don't come out after he disappears then and put, and validate it. If you didn't believe it when he told you, don't come out here and add to the conspiracies by now validating it. Good morning, just me. Roberta Laundry. Is Seth an only child? Let's talk about that. Roberta Laundry. Oh, I'll smuggle in we'll bring it through the cake and all that. She did all the things to protect her son. Was Seth an only child? Me neither, Chris. Me neither. I don't find her to be a valid source either. Who's making money on this case? I can't make money and pray, bitch. The fuck? Is there do people that make money you can't pray? I hope none of you in the chat that got jobs don't go to church. You're not allowed to make money and pray. I pray you get the hell out of my chat if you're so unhappy, but you can also stay and keep writing your nasty comments and we'll see how far it gets you. Oh, yeah, as a sister. That's right, the sister I made the GoFundMe. Durr. Okay. All right. Somebody put our friend in the corner for a few seconds. She needs to pray. Tony wants cash. Yeah. Good morning, Roses. I have a hard time believing Robin didn't tell Seth. Seth says Sebastian already told him things he didn't like, but he did nothing. Let's talk about that. All these interviews where Seth's saying Katie was a horrible parent, Chris was a horrible parent, my son wasn't safe, they didn't know how to be parents. He never stepped forward. He never got his son out of that position, right? Well, they call that a meet and greet, Mary, right? Come and meet and greet Tony in the person. That's exciting. And don't forget the hot dogs. Don't forget the hot dogs. We have free hot dogs. Oh, thank you for asking, Chris. If one of the mods have it, keep it on with the carnies. They get jealous, Kiko. They get jealous easily. Hey, Jonathan. This bill he begs for, maybe it'll just go away. What if he had been paid this entire time? Donations. Think about it. What if that was part of the deal for the panels he would go on? JLR, did JLR ever interview him? In person, yeah. And we'll drop your cash app. T-Rev, we'll drop your cash app. Pascal, we'll drop your cash app. Was it one of those? Was that his payment? And now that these people ain't effing with him, now he's going to try telling everybody else you got to pay? I haven't, just me, but I will. Thank you for the super chat, Faith. I appreciate you. Thank you. He didn't impress you much? Did he smell? I know that's really petty, but like, did he smell? Right, April. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. He was paid. His coworkers gave up their PTO. Sure did. Tony gives me the creeps. Me too. Cancel Seth. I think Seth is on his way of being canceled. He did. Well, listen, not for nothing. Like, listen, I'm a broke bitch too, right? So imagine all of a sudden you're getting all this money coming in for free. Like, you're doing nothing. It's just rolling in. This money's just rolling in. It's coming in free. I think he got used to it. I do. I think that Seth got used to and enjoyed that money. And then all of a sudden he had young, good-looking Michaela on his arms. And, oh, thank you for becoming a member, Jay. I appreciate that. Thank you. I think so. For the best in the back, we're going to play this really quick before we go on to Betty. Don't worry, Beth. I got you. Don't cry, sweetheart. It's okay. We haven't forgotten Sebastian over here. I promise you that. On February 26, 2024, an Amber Alert went out for 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian is white, 5'5", 120 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. Sebastian was last seen wearing a black long-sleeve shirt, black sweatpants, and glasses. He has a medical condition that may impair his ability to return safely without assistance. If you have seen Sebastian or have information regarding his whereabouts, please contact the Sumner County Emergency Center or TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND. Let's take this moment to pray for Sebastian's safe return. That's really sad. It's really sad that we're so many months in, and it's just no closer. So Nick Barris did do a little update. We're going to check that out. I just can't believe that. It's really sad. I hope this scrolling isn't too loud, too. I do apologize. So 17 hours ago, this is what Nick Barris writes. 100 days. 100 days. Can you even believe that? K&S, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm sorry, I was on a different tab. And still nothing. An unfortunate milestone as the search for a missing teen reaches 100 days. Sebastian Rogers disappeared from his Hendersonville, Tennessee home more than 3 months ago. I promise to keep on this story. Sadly, there's been little new to reports. Little news to report. I shouldn't have been that hard. I'm sorry. But many of you have messaged me for an update. It's a case so many of us still follow. So today I checked in with investigators. Make no mistake, Rogers missing is not at this point a cold case. And TBI, the FBI, and the Sumner County Sheriff all says it remains active. But authorities also say they're no closer to solving the mystery of what happened to Sebastian. In recent weeks, the latest tip that turned out to be nothing was a photograph taken at a visitor center in North Carolina. The lookalike teen was identified and confirmed not to be Sebastian. Since then, things have been quiet. We are doing everything we can do. Every time a tip comes down, we follow up. 100 days since Sebastian disappeared is a milestone, but Craddock says no one has given up. The number of reported tips or potential sightings has decreased in recent weeks. You know, we did hear Terry Lynn was saying that she had evidence in her truck. She was saying that in your chat, Jay. I don't know if you heard that or saw that, but she kept repeatedly saying, oh, Anne, pleasure, thank you so much. I don't know why she was saying it, but she said she had evidence sitting in her truck. So the police are unaware of that. So, but based on the investigation search efforts to date, they do have a body of work to review. In the absence of information, we continue to do is go back over everything we've done once and give it a new set of eyes. Maybe someone with a fresh outlook will notice something in the search area that others have missed. He also says he keeps in touch with Sebastian's parents, who continue to cooperate, having talked with them just this past week. Everyone is frustrated over the lack of new leads, which unfortunately leads to continued crazy conspiracy theories. The rumor mill on social media has done nothing to advance this case. He's right. They are baseless and actually harmful to the investigation. 100 days, 17 hours ago. Thank you, Benny. Said they wanted Cal's dad, but they declined. Jay went over a fantastic interview that had Tony on it for with Cal's father. Well, you can ask your serious questions, Blackhawk. Come on and ask them. Do we have anybody else showing proof about Seth wanting to get paid for interviews other than a post from Kind Lines of Lies that was shown yesterday? No, that's just that and others in the Facebook group. They took the large Find Sebastian electronic sign down along Hollow Pike. I'd be saying no, put in a reward fund and get a rep. Well, he actually said the opposite. He said, don't put in a reward fund, donate to his Cash App. You would think he would start a reward fund with some of the money. She got lucky, no one snatched her. She's grown now, thank goodness. They took the one and only sign down. Who had the sign up? It is tacky, Artist Creek. I don't believe people are genuinely going to get money back. I don't even think they should be asking. Back when he was 20. Is that true? Heard it on Queens. I never heard that, Blackhawk. CP did something to his stepsister back when he was 20. Has the stepsister come out and said that? I mean, I don't know. Is there proof of that? Like, that's a heavy allegation. That was an allegation made by another YouTuber that Queen wanted to dispel and say it was false. You're right, Cable Bill. You're right, my friend. Probably so. That's from April 9th. When she made those claims, she claimed an anonymous source, which was outed. Seth was her source. Seth, you are the source of nothing. Wow. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, that says enough right there. Okay, thank you, Chasen. People suspect was Seth who told that YouTuber. But didn't he sit there and try saying he didn't even know who she was when he was confronted by Michaela on the phone? He said he didn't know who she was. Anytime I touch something on my desk, when you type, it gets really loud. Thank you, Katie. Maybe if I lift it up. Hold on. Let's see if that helps. Ooh. It's a month old. Seth didn't say that's not with the rumors. Well, it is a rumor that Seth, I mean, the rumor started with a rumor that led to Seth starting the rumor. I don't know. How would anybody even know that? Like, how would even Seth know that? How would Seth know what Chris did when he was 20? Has anybody asked Chris about it? I love Summer, Natalie. I don't care what they're talking about. I don't hear anything. Okay. I want to pay either one for an interview. You're not going to get any information. Right. They're going to tell you what you can ask and what you can't ask and all the things. Absolutely agree. All right. Let me see if my sound's working really quick. They were searching areas that psychics were leading them to. Well, one of those was Rev Donna, who was working with Sweetie. Huh. Interesting. Let me see if my sound's working with these.
If another parent is going through this situation, what would be your best piece of advice for that parent?
Find hope and hold on to it. But when you make a team, don't have a lot of people.
And when you make a team, don't have a lot of people. How about stick to only the professionals? Thank you, Annie. I think they're right. If I touch something on the desk, it makes it like vibrates to the mic. It killed your ears. Was it too loud? You guys are killing me today. I'm sorry. Hey, true crime and other stuff. Welcome. Sebastian is most influenced by two control freak males. Surely, Sebastian picked up on their manipulation tactics. KP has a smart mouth, in my opinion. Can you imagine a constant negative energy all around? I agree. Beating and no proof, spreading rumors with tragedy pumps though. Stick to facts. You care about Sebastian. Well, here's the thing. I mean, no, there's not going to be hard proof. But why does Seth Rogers just deny even knowing Sweetie? Hey, Darcy. Thank you. Thank you. No, I do have a big nose. It's okay. Isn't, I blame my father's genetics. What can you do about it? I don't care. They already have a good chunk to start, but as soon as they have it figured out, I'll promote it. When he said Trevor Lee was out of his league, it shows Seth thinks he's highly qualified. Agree to be running this whole thing. He should be like Chris and Katie, very much leaning on LE. I agree with that. So this is what you think about it, right? Seth calls in Cajun Navy, ends up fighting with them, ends up fighting with JLR, ends up fighting with T-Rev, ends up fighting with Trevor Lee, ends up ditching off Chloe and Heather. It's okay. But gets rid of all these reputable people, and he brings in TikTok Midnight Tony over here. Toaster that just sits there, oddly, looking down. Talked to someone that knows his teacher. He said he's way more mature than they're portraying. I believe that, Gina. I believe that. If you look at the pictures of Sebastian with his teachers, if you look at him with his trophies and the fact that he was playing chess and doing all these things, he's not incapable like they make him appear. I can't stand that. Oh, it's Betty. I'm sorry. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for the 50 cents. You missed last month, so I appreciate that. Seth is messy. Tony's messier. How many of you believe Tony kind of guided Seth down this wrong path? Does anybody still offer Seth like leadway on the fact that he's a father that's grieving and these YouTubers kind of got their claws in him early on? But then we find out, wait, I got to dispute myself here, because then we find out that Seth Rogers reached out to YouTubers, not vice versa. They weren't reaching out to him. I'll tell you what, though, Helen, honestly, I feel like all of our families could be torn apart. You know what I mean? We all got that one aunt that's obnoxious, and you got that one uncle that's just like, like that. I don't think any of our families are perfect by any means. But luckily we don't have a missing child. They both said he has a wicked sense of humor. I think Terry's the only one searching at this point. You think Chris is undercover? Undercover for what, Graves? That's interesting thought. Oh. Got a child coming by. We all got skeletons, for sure. Seth was already going down a bad path, and Tony bought him an opportunity. She didn't even spell his name correctly, Black Hawk. You know that, Betty? You didn't even spell Sebastian's name correctly in your clickbait title. You should be ashamed of yourself. You were that excited to get on there and clickbait on a missing 15-year-old child that you spelled his name incorrectly. Shame on you. Tony is leading the narrative for Seth. Well, we heard Seth say, like Tony says, I'm boss. I think Tony's the only one ignorant enough and dumb enough to not tell Tony what he needs to know or do, but what he wants to hear. A lot of women have fake noses. If I could afford nose surgery, I'd do it. But thank you. Nope, not anymore. I've seen him do and say things that an adult would say. She couldn't be bothered. Thank you. Somebody once told me my eyebrows were like Brian Koberger's. I'm like, man, you need to take a break. I think Seth has been a low life too. Many people giving him a pass. So let's hear what he says.
There's a lot of trauma vultures out there in this world.
Trauma vultures.
A lot of fucking pieces of shit in this world.
A lot of fucking pieces of shit.
You'll find out who your friends are. There's not a playbook for this shit. And each one is different.
No. Here's the biggest problem. And we see this all over YouTube in general, right? The biggest problem is they're not your friends, Seth. These people aren't your friends. We hear that all the time when people turn around and they say things like, oh, you're friends with so-and-so, or friend is so loosely thrown around. That was your first mistake. They're not your friend. Sadly, that's true. Santa's sister. Oh, Lord, have mercy. I did at the beginning of this case and received bad vibes on JLRs. Well, why is that, TM? It is all dark and dingy. I would love for Seth to come on and answer if he's truly asking for money. But I guess you'd have to pay to get the answer. I don't know.
Sooner or later, even if you're a good-natured person, you have to kick people to the fucking curb. Don't let them tell you what to fucking do. It's your child.
Don't let professionals do what they're meant to do. Like, why, why would you even, you have to kick them to the fucking curb, and don't let, people tell you what to do as your child, whatever. Okay, fine. So I'm guessing TikTok Tony isn't leading. No, he didn't. Not that last that we heard, he didn't. I'm guessing TikTok Tony is not calling the shots here. He's not doing what he's supposed to do. He should have shut him up a long time ago. Purple haze. Purple haze.
And if you stop, are you worthy of being their parent? I won't stop. Worthy of being. And if you stop, are you worthy of being their parent? I won't stop.
Okay.
Well, I just got a few more questions, and it's going to be kind of directed toward Tony. So I've got a few more questions from subs to you, but I'm just going to let you kind of take a break and get a cigarette and
hey, Titanium.
Breath,
So here's the thing: if we listen, a lot of people that have met Tony in person, has anybody in the chat met Tony? Oh, not Tony, Seth in person? I'm curious because I know some of you are local to the area. If you've met him in person, put a 1. But I do know JLR, Magnolia, Cluminati, Chloe. They've all said when you meet him in person, he's like this he has this weird vibe about him. That Seth just has this icky vibe about him. I don't, you have many times. Did you get that vibe from him? I heard that he was like flirting with all the women, that he just has this, I mean, Clue was saying like, you just don't understand it until you're in his person. Like he just has this weird, I don't know. Any other parent of missing children? No, because he's not famous. So you've met him. Did you get a weird vibe? I'm very curious. I'm curious why people say that. Tony's way out of his league. Well, here's the thing. He was confronted, right? Somebody said, you're a makeshift spokesman. And he responded back, he is. Like, he knows he has no qualifications. He just happened to be the boss of a man whose child disappeared. Other than that, he has no, credibility. He's nothing. He's nothing. He's nothing but a weird man with too much time on his hand that likes to sit on TikTok and put out misinformation. He's an oddball.
So, Tony, you've been through quite a lot with Seth throughout this process. And it has very much been challenging. It's been challenging for all of us watching this from an outside looking in. You tell me a little bit about yourself.
Why didn't you do your weird cackle? Why didn't you do your weird cackle when she was on? He was just here yesterday, Jason. So desperate for an interview, I'd bet money she paid him and learned he could sell interviews. Look at the timing. School and didn't know he was being filmed yet. He gave me creeps. I lost all respect for Seth Rogers. In my opinion, he became famous because of his son. He's a big mouth, a whole now swearing like Chris and being arrogant. He makes me puke. He's always been very aggressive, though. People just looked over his aggressiveness. Like, let's talk about the fact that he told on Pascal's how a roommate who had mental health issues stopped taking his medication and got them kicked out of their apartment. So months later, when this roommate comes into a pizza shop that Seth is working at, he seeks revenge. And one of the first things this ex-roommate says to Seth is, I'm back on my medication. Seth doesn't care. He spits in the man's pizza. He drops the dough on the ground, makes sure the dough's wet so he gets all the floor spices. And, that's revengeful. That's some like sick weirdo shit. How many of you would do that to a man's pizza or a woman's or anybody's food? You got to have a level of evilness to do some shit like that. And if he didn't do it and he made this up, there's something even deeper wrong here. Okay. Because that's just not normal to fabricate. I can't believe people like just ride right past that. Like, oh yeah, hey, murder candy. And we do know without a doubt, thanks to Betty's interview here, that Seth was very much aware of the trauma that Katie went through as a teen. He was aware. That is evil and vile. And spread out in the recliner, I had flashbacks of a narcissistic scrub and squatter. And then brags about it. You're right. You're right, Michelle. You are right.
And how you were drawn to this case or Caleb's case. But before you do that, well, and then after that, give us an update on Caleb.
You're right,
because there were some people in the chat that wanted to know what was going on in that case as well. So.
Well, I got involved in Caleb's case because I'm very close to his father, Randy. We work together. We're very close friends. I started out in that case kind of like I did with Seth, kind of helping from behind the scenes, setting up some interviews, doing some things like that. And as he got further into that situation.
How many interviews has Tony set up since coming on the scenes? You're supposed to set up and keep him working with the Proudfoots and only going on national news outlets. You did one time. After that, you got him on what, Betty's? I think Tony, if you look at her background here, she has a big photo of Tony here. And, I think definitely Tony. Seth has been a real psycho and has been a facade. Seth is emotionally stunted, in my opinion, has abandonment issues. There's a rumor that Robin, yeah, that was just a rumor, Gina, but I do think Katie lived on the same block. Jay, I think he said to be closer. Yes, he did move with them to be closer to Sebastian. When was that? I think Tony is feeding this drama. TL said that Seth is autistic, so that may be why he comes off standish. Did she say that? I live for sitting in the sun, TM. If I had better internet, I'd have you outside with me every day as we stream. Absolutely love the sun. Hey, Joneson. It made sense he could help in Caleb's trying to help a friend. How did he even find Seth to offer his services? Well, remember, Jason, weren't you on panel when we went through his Facebook and he was reaching out in other missing cases trying to get involved? So did he just come across Seth through that? Very possible. He said in a different interview how he would drive Sebastian coast to coast and he wanted to sleep. Oh, that's right. He did say that. Huh. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm so sorry. My daughter's talking to me. 1 minute. Okay, sorry about that. I think people that know Seth the best. I do keep being told to look up his work history. Unfortunately, I don't like doing things like that. I wouldn't even know where to begin. But people are saying he doesn't have good, like he has bad write-ups at work. Hey, Shorty, I still want to know when Katie and Chris Sebastian moved to Tennessee and when did Seth move there? He moved shortly after. Hey, Jet. What is the Ohio connection? Because Katie and Sebastian have never lived there. Wasn't there that organization that came out and said they believe that they have reason to believe, sorry, getting ahead of myself. They have reason to believe that Sebastian is in another state, that Yolvad is the name of them, I believe. Anybody else know what I'm talking about? When Yolvad came out with like that weird cryptid thing that said they believe the parents are involved and that they have reason to believe Sebastian's in another school. Let me look this up. Yovad. Yes, the Yovad Foundation for Kids. Here it is. They made like really weird. We are now 100% convinced that the family of Sebastian Rogers knows far more than has been released publicly. We are also now equally convinced that recent developments indicate answers to reveal soon where Sebastian is. Is that what they are? Uvalde. Okay, thank you. Uvalde. What? I don't know. What am I saying? Whatever it is. It sounds, they came out and said all of this and then we never heard nothing again. Uvalde, whatever. Okay. Here it is. Anybody else remember this? That was weird. KP moved to Hendersonville. Nina moved to Hendersonville. Seth moved to the area. People are, you forgot all about that, right? They kind of said it and then just left everything hanging. Are you comparing Trevor Lee to an inmate? I think he talked to the wrong inmate. Like, oh, like the way he was like, boy. I don't know. I believe they went under. Really? You know what, TM? A lot of people seem to think Seth Rogers may be autistic. A lot of people. I don't know. Are they a joke? I don't know anything about them. Right? Mal Milk. Hey, Granny Bass. It was more than a little sus to me. I want to know what Christian teen camp Seth worked at. Ooh. You know he talks to Sebastian like that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me see something. I don't know if people remember how horrible that was. That was absolutely horrific, the way he spoke. But what people are forgetting, don't forget, he was also messaging Trevor Lee and telling Trevor that if he comes back on my panel again, they're going to frame him for releasing that phone call. Some guy in California set it up. I'm going to tell you what has bothered me for weeks now. When Seth went after Trevor, him use the word boy rubbed me the wrong way. Absolutely. Hey, Duar Diddy. Team of winners here, Titanium. Yes, they brought that up about the camp, but would FBI find out if they have him? Absolutely. I'm sure they would look into that. Listen to this again.
Eileen.
Hi, Seth.
See? Right here in front of Beach High School. In front of my son's high school. Of course, it's me. Trevor.
Right here. So, like, what? Of course, it's me because you're outside of the high school? I don't know, Brian. I don't know. I really go back to the very beginning, which is I believe Sebastian just walked out that door. But I don't know. What do you all think?
You slimy little slime ball.
Ho, 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 ho.
Look at his anger.
What's going on?
Chloe, I asked her to step back.
Now, somebody tell me, what about him calling Trevor a slimy little slime ball makes his shoulder hurt? Because look at the shoulder lift.
Ho, 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 ho. Seth, what's going on?
Chloe, I asked her to step back because she was leaking stuff. I know you don't got me in the show yet, but she was leaking information.
You are in the show.
Oh, I am in the show. My bad.
Who believes he didn't know he was in the damn show? I am sorry, I don't believe you, Seth Rogers. I don't believe you. I see your true colors shining through. We knew they would. Welcome, Chris. Welcome. Thank you. We knew they would. Oh, he knew, all right. He knew, all right. And the way he said that, like, I know you don't have me in the show yet. You wanted people to believe you didn't know you were in the show yet. Matter of fact, let's not forget. Shall we not forget that they all day long had somebody under the name of Tony Mathis telling people they'd be on Smiley's that night. Smiley's view count was almost triple what it's ever been because people were expecting Seth and Tony to show up that day. And then he just so happens to show up and put this out right after he tells Trevor Lee not to come back on my panel, and Trevor did. Oh, I don't believe it. Thank you, Doodles. Welcome. Sebastian did have his own cell phone, yes. Jay, you're the only person that's ever told me to sing it. I usually get told not to sing. But yeah, no way he didn't know. Come on.
Asked her to step back because she was leaking stuff. I know you don't got me in the show yet, but she was leaking information.
You are in the show.
Oh, I am in the show. My bad.
You are in the show.
The way he looked at Tony with Duper's delight. Oh, we worked it, Tony. They bought it. They believe I didn't know I was in the show yet. Chloe was leaking stuff. Heather's the one that recorded the phone call. No smoking on school property. Steve, I don't know if you're retired, but you're Ellie. What do you think of this guy? What do you think of this father with this missing child? Oh, you think that was all is set up through creators too nonsense? Jamie, I'll put you in timeout for fibbing to me, girl. All is set up. You think creators were involved too?
You are in the show. Hold on.
I figured I was still backstage talking to you, Smiley.
No, you're in the show. You're in the show. Mic drop. Mic drop.
That's not what a mic drop is. Why do they say that shit? And how many times have they said that shit behind the scenes that they're all like, yeah, mic drop. A mic drop is when somebody tells your ass off. That's called a hot mic.
Pretty much. Yeah, Chloe gave the audio file to Trevor Lee, knowing full well that I would take the blame because I'm the person that does that.
No, full well I would take the blame because I'm the person that
individual would sit there and lie to my face and then sit there and put out lies to begin with. And now he want to go out there whenever I'm in a podcast or whatnot, and nothing about Sebastian. No, nothing about my son. You know, all about Chloe and her little clique. You know, when I asked her to step back, she took almost all the searchers with them. And now people are like, oh, it was like a slap to my face.
It was like a slap to your face that she took the people that were working with her after you disrespected her. Lord. This is the real him, TM. No doubt about it. This is who and what he is.
They don't know why I asked her to step back. But I asked her to step back because she's a private investigator trying to be a SAR person. You need to get out of the field and get back to doing private investigation, which she wasn't doing. She wanted to.
She's a private investigator pretending to be a SAR person. You know who was pretending to be a SAR person? Nina Glass. What happened to her? Y'all got her truck fixed and, you know, she's supposed to be joining the team. What happened? Where'd she go? Yep. He didn't think the lab was going to speak out against them.
Vet everybody. Like everybody. Like, I want to know, you know, what size foot they were when they were born. And it's
what size foot they were when they were born. PIs are supposed to investigate people that are joining a search. That's the proper way to do things. Now he's trying to have Tony background check everybody. You guys tell me. Put a 1 in the chat if you prefer Chloe. If anybody was going to look into if you prefer Chloe, put a 2 if you want Tony. If you want Tony looking you up and knowing everything about you. Maybe that's why searchers stop searching, Seth. Maybe they're uncomfortable with Tony.
It's like,
No,
I will accept help from anybody to find my son. And people are taking my good-hearted nature and just trampling all over it. And it's going to bring out the negative part of me that don't give a flying. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're so clever. He's so clever. The flying part of me that I don't give a. Oh, I can't. He drives me nuts sometimes. But this is how Seth has been the entire time. This is nothing new. He's just gotten more bolden with it. He had all the creators in his pocket, right? He had all these people doing these behind the scenes dealings with him. And, he thought he had it set to where he was the great guy and the Proudfoots looked horrible. And he was going to run with that. But he underestimated their own alliances to each other. They all underestimated it.
Smile
Seth,
around and find out.
You're pushing away everybody that's trying to help you.
Trev.
Smile around and find out. What's with this Chris account? I hate to go back to this, but what's with that Chris account?
Bring out the negative part of me that don't give a flying. Smile
Seth,
around and find out.
You're pushing away everybody that's trying to help you.
Trev.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that him himself? You know where I'm at, Trevor. Why don't you just go ahead and step out of Chloe's house and come on over, boy? And I'll show you what a man does.
Oh,
Step.
you're really
Show you
helping
what a
find
man
Sebastian
does.
doing this.
Hey, why you sitting there changing your face? Hey, what? Can't spend the time looking for Summer no more, right? You want to say where I'm at? You see where I'm at. You don't know what I'm doing.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
What are you doing? Why are you?
Let me see if that's even the real T-Rev, because we do hear that he talks to Don Wells, but we don't know. Chasen says she spoke to Don. Don said no. Right, Chasen? Well, I don't know if you spoke to Don, but you confirmed it. Because we know that whatchamacallit goes around under T-Rev's account. Good old, what's his name? Rapper. Everyone was in such a hurry to put Seth on a pedestal. Candace said no. Would Candace know if she was talking?
You on this panel right now?
Why don't you go ahead and tell
Don't you ever, and I will let this be publicly known. You, Chloe, your whole team does not have my blessing to use my name or my son's name to ask people to search on their property like you have a contract with me. Trevor, you need to go home, boy. This is out of your league.
Is it? Because if I recall, I'm the one that's...
Yeah, is it? Because if I recall, I didn't ask you to respond. I told you to get off the panel, boy. This is my son, not yours. My son, not yours. My son. This is Sebastian Wayne.
Let me shut my window. Hold on. How many times didn't we just hear right before this where he says that he absolutely wants anybody looking for his son, and now he's telling people not to use his name to look for his son, not to use his son's name. Again, it's not a liability for you, Seth. It is not a lie. Nobody needs your permission. You should just be thankful that anybody's even looking. The fact that you would sit here and tell people, don't use my name, don't use my son's name. How about say thank you for once? Has anybody ever heard Seth Rogers say thank you? Seriously. Have we ever heard a thank you from Seth Rogers?
Does not have my blessing to use my name or my son's name to ask people to search on their property like you have a contract with me.
Am I the only one baffled that he would be this fucking childish and possessive over a missing child, his missing child? I do too. With the way he said boy several times, absolutely. You think he did thank people? I heard him say F you. I don't recall ever hearing a thank you. He just said people searching messed up his plans. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, order in the court. So he said that over on the labs. We actually played it. He definitely said it. You need a contract. You need to work for him. Call him boss. You know, follow his rules, his guys, all the things. Thank you, Christine. He really thinks he's something. He does. He does. Boy.
Trevor, you need to go home, boy. This is out of your league.
You need to go home, boy. This is out of your league. He has thanked people. Thank you. All right. Maybe he's thanked people. You need to go home, boy. This is out of your league. Unbelievable.
Is it because if I recall, I'm the one that's
is it because if I recall, I didn't ask you to respond. I told you to get off the.
Where's all the people to say he's making fun of disabilities when he just did that? We all know when we talk that way, like what that is. You're making fun of disabilities. People said that's what Chris did when he came out using that goofy voice when he was trying to just be silly. But here he is, literally going. Is that how you responded to your child, Seth Rogers? Is this how you treated Sebastian? Is this why it was punishment to go live with you? Listen to that again.
You need to go home, boy. This is out of your league.
Is it because if I recall, I'm the one that's
is it because if I recall, I didn't ask you to respond. I told you to get off the panel, boy. This is my son, not yours. My son, not yours. My son. This is Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. I named him. I named him Sebastian. I named him Drake. I named him Wayne. I named him Rogers. That's my last name. Take your Trevor Lee.
Did you hear what Trevor Lee said? Of course you did, because his mother was underage. Yeah, call me daddy. Call me daddy. I do know, apparently he made advances to a lot of female searchers. Allegedly, there's no proof other than their word on it. But anybody want to come up? Share your thoughts here? To anyone who sees this, have a wonderful day. You as well, Mama First. Thank you for that. I would think it's mocking. I would, but you know. Let's go back. So Slimy didn't know I was on.
Back to doing private investigation, which she wasn't doing. She wanted to vet everybody. Like everybody. Like I want to know, you know, what size foot they were when they were born. And it.
So to pause again to talk about this, you're right. He does have a channel now, and he did put up a video of Sebastian as a young child playing on a playground. We never thought that Sebastian was incapable. There were many people out here that kept saying autism, autism, autism. We never bought that. Over here, we knew that the title did nothing, right? Sebastian was very capable. But what I found weird about that is Seth telling people they can't play the video. Telling people they can't play that video. Why? Why can't we play the video, Seth Rogers? Why can't we show your son? Why can't we give exposure to your son? We need your permission to show a video, Sebastian?
It's like, you know, I will accept help from anybody to find my son. And people are taking my good-hearted.
I would accept help from anybody to find my son, followed by.
Trevor.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that him himself? You know where I'm at, Trevor. Why don't you just go ahead and step out of Chloe's house and come on over, boy? And I'll show you what a man does.
Oh, you're really helping find Sebastian doing this.
Hey, why you sitting there changing your face? Hey, what? Can't spend the time looking for Summer no more, right? You want to say where I'm at? You see where I'm at. You don't know what I'm.
He doesn't even make sense, to be honest. Like, I'll show you what a man does. What are you going to sit down and make him watch Mortal Kombat? Is that what a man does? Does a man threaten a 5-year-old little boy that he's going to bust his ass and then sit him down to watch Mortal Kombat at 5 years old, an autistic child? Is that what a man does? Is that what a real man does?
I'm doing?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
What are you doing? Why are you on this panel right now?
What
is that?
Don't you ever, and I will let this be publicly known. You, Chloe, your whole team does not have my blessing to use my name.
There he goes, right? I'll take anybody to help look for my son. And then this the real him. Not unless you work for me. Oh, I can't stand him.
Name or my son's name to ask people to search on their property like you have a contract with me. Trevor, you need to go home, boy. This is out of your league.
You need to go home, boy. This is out of your league. Oh, wow. Okay. I have a question. If you're still in here, T-Rev, is it true that you were posting Seth Rogers' Cash App? And if so, do you have any idea about how much money he received from your audience? Very curious if that is true. Good morning, Mark. It is rumored that Chris that went on that panel was actually Tony. I believe it would be Tony. If you look, the trees line up, same location. And we know they troll because they were trolling, telling people they'd be on Smiley's that night. They set this up. Whether you like Trevor Lee or not, the fact of the matter is he was warned not to come back on my panel. If he did, they were going to expose and lie and say that he put out the recording. He came back on my panel, so that's exactly what they did. And this is all because when he spoke to Tony and Seth, he asked that Chloe not be badmouthed, and then he went on to badmouth her. So he felt lied to. So he said, you're a makeshift PI. You're not a PI. Their brain doesn't process information like their society norm, which is why it's divergent, but not a disability because they're not less smart necessarily. Yes, he was posting in every stream. His mods would post it too in chat. I wonder about how much money he received. I'm just curious. Relentlessly in every video, and that's a fact. Just play this out and we'll go back to Betty's.
Is it because if I recall,
Is it because if I recall, I didn't ask you to respond. I told you to get off the panel, boy. This is mine.
Just imagine this, right? Just imagine this. There's a 15-year-old child, a 15-year-old boy that reportedly told teachers he was being abused by Seth, by Chris. I don't care which side you like, which side you don't. We have this man up here talking to somebody that is closer to age of his son than he is him. And he mocks him right away. Listen, people's first insult is absolutely what they do the most, right? So the fact that he even decided to mock back the way Trevor Lee spoke tells me a lot. Did he do that with Sebastian? The fact that he so easily had the words boy, I told you, boy, come out of his mouth. Is that how he spoke to Sebastian? I would have to think it is. No, he wasn't the only one, but if he's the one that's in this chat, I'm asking him. I'll ask JLR as well, but he's not in this chat. I'll ask everybody who's posted it. Lady called in Dolly's last month saying she sent him $250 a week for 9 weeks. Right. Well, that's not nice, Silver City. Nobody's dumb. We don't know without a doubt that is Tony. It's just speculation. Pascal said he doesn't want any money when he talks about Sebastian. Is why he stepped away. Maybe. Everybody seems to step away after they all went there and met him. I would love to hear. You know, we've been told. Clue has said. JLR has said. Magnolia has said. Chloe, through others, have said that Seth Rogers in person gives off this vibe, this weird, vibe. I'm curious. Did you ever feel that, T-Rev? The people in the chat that met him, they said they felt it. Is it true? Is that what caused this to vibe? When he talked to Trevor like a piece of garbage after Trevor, helped him, Seth, so much is when I stopped. No, it was really him, Rainbow. These people got voice changers out here. It's a whole ass scam. Ironically, they know they can play in their kids' cases.
son, not yours. My son, not yours. My son. This is Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. I named him. I named him Sebastian. I named him Drake. I named him Wayne. I named him Rogers. That's my last name. Take your Trevor Lee ass and fuck off, dude. You want to literally? This is my goddamn son.
Seth.
Look, cool guy Tony was recording all of it. Good job, PR man. Good job. You allowed us to see the way he truly acts. Unbelievable. It blew my mind when that camera came down. We saw that Tony recorded all that. It blew my mind. Like, you're the PR. You are the PR guy. You're the guy that's supposed to make sure he's not out here being a jackass. And you recorded all of that? And I like the fact that Trevor said, of course, because she was underage. You had to name him. Who else could? His mother was underage. But he screamed over him. That's where you lost all respect. I think many people did. I can't stand Seth. He's cheesy. Katie didn't get to pick any of his 3 names. I don't know. He's totally able to function as a part of society. This is where I lost all respect. Tony the tripod, the midnight toker. Seth does need confirmation that he is the dad. I feel he has been put down to mean and ground down by Chris and Katie. I disagree. No. If anything, no. Let's not forget, he was asked a year ago to take Sebastian, and he said no. I mean, he admitted that Sebastian coming to live with him was punishment. One specialist actually suggests as part of the evolution, like it's the next step of the human race, like they have already evolved. So, what is that? I think so as well. I think she's mistaken. She was really underage. Yes, Candace. Yes. It seems to me that T-Rev did not spend much time with Seth, Pascal, or Tony. I thought they all went out to eat. Well, if you go and look, like I said, I showed you guys yesterday, Jay put up where she found on Katie's Facebook that she has a tattoo. And the tattoo is Sebastian with the infinity sign and then W and a D. When they started across the bridge, a lady said she liked Seth in the middle. He said something like, I bet you would. He's made plenty of inappropriate jokes. All right, let's see that. And Terry Lynn's video. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, but it does have the W and the D, which means because I was accused of making up a rumor that I didn't make up, that we were told, it was stated here on my panel as to why Sebastian has those names, and that tattoo kind of confirms that. Like, makes it make sense. Wayne and Drake. No, it says Sebastian. Can't even really hear this.
He loves to talk about plants with me. He loves to talk about animals with me. He loves to go fishing.
That is so sad. That is so sad. Was that Steph's stepdad or real dad with Robin? Could be TM. I mean, absolutely. Somebody said the infinity symbol is like the new symbol for autism, but at the time of that tattoo, it wouldn't have been. It you know, that's a newer thing. Maybe, but even so, the fact that she had a tattoo, all these people are out here saying she didn't love him, she didn't bond with him, she didn't care about him. You can tell that tattoo's old. You can tell she loved him. She got a tattoo to honor her son. There's no, you know, there's no proof she was drinking during pregnancy. There's no proof that she never bonded with Sebastian, that she never loved him, she didn't care about him. It's just BS. She wouldn't go and get a tattoo in honor of her son if she didn't love her son. I can't stand when people say that shit.
After his dad and his mom, I was the third person to ever hold him. And then, yeah, Seth took him from me. I was there when he was born. I was there the whole time Katie was in labor. 7 days late. Yeah, he
was just waiting on my birthday.
Why is Seth standing in front of his mother like that? Hey, LA. I don't think it is Goble. I never heard of it being this. And they're playing another one. I don't know. Imagine if Katie acted like Seth.
Yeah, he was born on his half-past birthday and his Uncle David's birthday. Yeah.
But we thank everybody for being here and for your prayers and for putting forth the effort to try to find
weird.
our second trip up to Texas.
Just all the negativity that's going around needs to stop. It needs to stop.
Hey, Gary.
And you know, it just needs to stop. And these, you know, the YouTubers, social media, okay. But if you're in it,
what you're doing with it.
Yeah.
All right. If you're gonna be positive, be positive. If you're gonna be negative, you're not welcome.
If you're gonna get out here and pound the ground and look for him without your GoPro or whatever, you're gonna be out here doing what needs to be done to bring our grandson home. We appreciate it. But if you're out there just making money, stay away.
I feel bad for Robin. I feel bad for Robin. I think it's absolutely horrible what she's going through. I think she's being sincere in this. I think she absolutely cares. Was Terry Lynn live? When that was stated? I don't even, man, there's a lot. There is a lot of streams over here. I feel the focus on session. It has the light the way visual where they light the bridge up with the green lights. Is it under live streams though? All I see is join me, join us live, evening crowd. I don't see it. Seth can't spell cemetery. I don't care what Seth can spell and what he can't spell. I just don't like the way he's treating people. That's all. Maybe it went private. Yeah, I don't see anything by that title. Colleen, how'd you become a new member? You were a member. They leave a camper so fast, go back to Texas. I mean, all we heard was how Chris' parents left, but Robin and them, they left as well in a camper. Yeah. Listen, I don't think Steph's involved. I know I'm aggressive on him, but I don't think he's involved. I just think that he is handling everything very poorly. I don't think he's handling everything with the mind state of Sebastian in the forefront, but I don't necessarily think that he's involved at all. I don't think Chris and Katie are involved either. I think that Sebastian went out that door on his own. I think there was a reason he ran. Why? I don't know. I don't know. It could be many reasons. Maybe all of this became too much for him. Maybe he was scared. Maybe he was, I don't know. Maybe he overheard his mom and Chris on the phone, and he knew he was going to live with his dad. He didn't want to live. There's so many things that it could be, but I don't necessarily think he's involved. Thank you so much, Rainbow Mom. That's not me. That's right. There's two. Colleen Marie and Colleen C. But both have always been members. He have every right to ride his ass. They both did. They both did, sadly. Is this another case of CPS failing? She would have spoke, Mia. You would have been the first one to listen. You know it. That's why you're here. He's one of those never let a crisis go to waste type people. Never miss an opportunity to play the victim and get attention and show his ass. I want it. I'm not. What's going on with Mystic? You're on prejudice, skew, nonsense, all that anger you carry, you create, enjoy your anger, wrinkles that she doesn't have anger. That's ridiculous. See anger, then sit in it. If I'm angry over a child being exploited, I'm okay with that emotion. Never be okay people who run with BS and exploit families at their lowest. It is under live and is titled Light the Way for Sebastian. Okay. Oh, I see it. I see it. All right. Let's see if we hear it. I think it gets to a point where the families exploit themselves, if I'm being honest. Like Seth Rogers, he knows what he's doing. He knows when he goes on Betty's and he says shit like, there's so many snakes around me, cut them by the head, throw them up in the frying pan and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? He knows people are going to judge him for that. Hell, he's the one that wanted everybody to hear Chris Proudfoot in private to a PI, okay? Not publicly. In private, what he expected to be a private phone call, make a comment about wanting to slap a cease and desist in somebody's face, right? He wanted to make sure the public heard that, and the public did. And the public tore him apart. And the public went nuts over it. And they said, do you hear his anger? Do you see the way he's talking? He's out of control. But then you have Seth Rogers up there talking about all these snakes in his camp. And he cuts snakes off by the head. And then to be a little more barbaric, he says he throws it in a frying pan, cooks it up, and puts salt and pepper all over it, and then eats it. But nobody's supposed to judge him for that weirdo, whack-ass statement. And he said that in reference to T-Rev. If I was T-Rev, I'd be fucking furious. But what he also did when he made that statement, what he also did is confirm that what T-Rev said was true. Because he said, look what happened in the past couple of days. You can't trust anyone. So right there, he confirmed that T-Rev was more than likely being honest about the whole gun situation because he didn't argue it. Granny, I wanted to let you know, Seth nor Tony have talked to Don Wells. Thank you. Do you know how do you know that, Taylor? Because there's a lot of people that talk to Seth that are saying he is talking to Don Wells. There's people that talk to Candace that are saying he isn't. I'm very curious. My autistic nephew was a runner in his teens. Wow. I don't think so, Jennifer. I don't think so. I still don't understand why anybody gets this close to parents of a missing child. Like, rather you're close to the Proudfoots, you're close to Seth Rogers, the Rogers. Why get this close? You don't know these people. Back when Jay found all the crap on her, I let them know she was too Tennessee. They're cyber crimes. Kind of thought I was, yeah. I'm sure she's been reported a lot. A lot of families kicked her off the scene. All right, 221. Let's hear it.
Whoever has my son, give him back to me.
Come on, Nelly, move. My cat's trying to get the cat on the screen. Hold on. Sorry about that. All right. Let's hear it.
Yeah, so we knew. Yeah, we knew. Anything you want to say, Mr. Seth?
Whoever has my son, give him back to me.
What does he say there? Can anybody make that out? Whoever has my son, give it back to me. Is that what he says?
Whoever has my son, give him back to me.
Are you in here, Clue? Because Clue pointed out, or actually it was Truth, pointed out that T-Rev's titles changed after he came back, or after he went to Tennessee, saying things like, who has them? And here he is saying, give him back. There was speculation, it's just speculation, that this was that Seth may have had somebody, I mean, clearly just speculation, may have had somebody come and take Sebastian. Well, he just says here,
Whoever has my son, give him back to me.
whoever has my son, give him back to me. Nobody interviewed. Oh, Nina. Chris's Nina? I don't even like advertising that one. Thank you, Capital K Productions. Please do hit the thumbs up. I don't even like advertising that interview.
Are you ready to go? I'm right here. I'm right now. You ready? I'm ready, love. Whatever you want to do.
And I'm with my sister right behind her.
Who was? She was on scene when a young pregnant couple was shot in a car. She was live streaming. Who was? Then again, I also think Katie could have been getting ready to get away from both of the adult abusive men in her life. The more I learn about the truth, it has me questioning things. I feel he has a right to feel that way, in my opinion. His family situation, I don't care what wants to help. Who, I don't care who wants to help. Nina should. Anyone who showed that interview should be ashamed. I never played that. I disagreed with that 100%. 110%. I would love to know who actually set that up, because I'm hearing it was Robin. But I guess only Trevor could tell us that. Nina Glass was on. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yell at me. I'm tired of you looking at me in that tone of voice.
Are you?
No, not really.
I'm
tired of you looking at me in that tone of voice.
Are you?
No, not really.
I'm tired of you looking at me in that tone of voice. This is okay. So, all right.
I would really love for you to be in the middle.
I bet you would.
Yes, we do.
I am behaving myself.
You know?
All right. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of that? We have heard that he has made advances towards the women searchers. Quite a few have made that statement. And then here he is flirting. And then he makes a joke about being in the middle.
Right behind her.
Don't yell at me.
I'm ready, love. Whatever you want to do.
And I'm with my sister right behind her.
Don't yell at me. I'm tired of you looking at me in that tone of voice.
Are you?
No, not really.
I would really love for you to be in the middle.
I bet you would.
Yes, we do.
I am behaving myself.
I am behaving myself. I am behaving myself. He is thriving and enjoying himself. This is the most female attention he has likely had in a very long time. I am behaving myself. They said, after he flirts with her, I'm tired of you looking at me in that tone of voice. They say, we would like for you to be in the middle, walking across the bridge. And he says, I bet you would. They do an awkward laugh. And he turns around. He says, I am behaving myself.
Right behind you.
Don't yell at me. I'm tired of you looking at me in that tone of voice.
Are you?
No, not really.
I would really love for you to be in the middle.
I bet you would.
Yes, we do.
I am behaving myself.
Can we say awkward? I am behaving myself. And that comment about Seth is why women would want him. He makes insinuating comments, sexual comments. He made a joke early on the labs. It said something about, I can't verbatim it, but it was something where Seth said, I didn't. And that's how Sebastian was born. It was a very inappropriate sexual joke. Does anybody recall what I'm talking about? It was gross. It was something like, I don't know, the pull out. Maybe you should pull out. Or what do you think about people pulling out? And he responded back like, I didn't. That's how Sebastian came to be. You're right, Broken Bougie. Right. They were crucified for having a laugh over there, but he's at, this walk. Oh, I got to find it. Hold on. I'll look for it. You remember that. I got to look for it. Very crude.
All right.
Yeah, there's a ton for everybody that wants
Was
it.
it for us? Oh, yeah.
And don't forget, he's the one that pushed Sebastian to ask for the waitress's phone number, right? Yes. Yes, Terry. Uh-huh. And he's the one that pushed for Sebastian to ask for that waitress's phone number.
It was. Thank you.
There's a ton.
I have no idea who you are. Somebody please arrest this person. That's what.
No.
Everybody have one?
No, I don't recognize.
No. Where's Terry has some more?
Right over there. Right over there. They're right over there.
Does anybody else need a glow stick?
Oh, give me 1 second. I got to switch my headset. Hold on. Give me just a minute. Let me go to my settings. Oh, yes. Okay. Hey, nonsense.
Hey, I just wanted to hop up here right quick, not to interrupt, but somebody in the chat has me blocked and there's a conversation that I'm interested in, but I can't see it. So I wanted to come up here and ask you, is it true that Jay for Justice is in chat saying that she contacted KP's foster parents for a statement?
I don't know. Is that true, Jay? I didn't see this conversation taking place. Is this
I
recent?
can't see her responses. She's got me blocked ever since I exposed her dog handler buddy stuff. So she's had me blocked. So I can't see what her responses are. And I see the questions being asked. And I'm like, wait a second. Did that actually happen?
Did you see that the dog handler Steph is also that troll that comes up under Loved One and was a woman named Angel and all these other weird things and was involved in other cases?
I saw part of that, but I'm still not all the way there yet because Steph, the fake dog handler, I looked into pretty deeply, and I don't know who the other lady is, who that other troll is. It's kind of similar to that Mark W situation. I don't know the history there, so I can get there halfway. I just don't have the other pieces yet to fully make that, because
that's how I feel. The Queen is swearing that she's seen her and it's the same exact person, but to me there's a slight difference between the two. I don't know, like maybe it's so I'm like partly there, partly not.
Could both of them have hopped up on her panel? Could it be possible that she has seen both of them at some point in time? Maybe that's what I was thinking.
She switched names.
Because it could be, I mean, we've seen so many of these people out here besides like the fake dog handler, the fake cousin, the fake neighbor. I mean, they've just been running around rampantly in this. So I don't know.
Jay said yes, she did. Well, they're saying Jay, they're responding for, I haven't seen Jay respond, but they're responding saying she said yes, she reached out.
What? Like, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm on your panel, so I'll be nice. But so going real life on a victim, re-victimizing a victim again, that's what we're doing. We're going real life on the mother of a missing child who we have no evidence that there's been a crime committed yet.
Reaching out to the foster parents
that raised her when she was a minor child. It's not bad enough that everybody paraded Seth around here as the perfect parent. Meanwhile, overlooking that she was 12 and he was 10 years older, his own words. We overlook that until it's convenient for people to wake up, but now we're Oh, hell, I'm going before I say too much. Love you, Granny.
Sorry, nonsense. Yeah, I don't know, Majestic. I see what you're saying. I personally don't understand what the parents or the foster parents could have, like what benefit they would give. I guess it clarifies then that Robin was not her foster parent, but I don't understand what the I personally wouldn't bother them. I wouldn't bother them. I mean, but then again, listen, I'm one of the people that think you shouldn't be close to the Proudfoots and you shouldn't be close to the Rogers either. I don't think anybody should be reaching out to anybody involved in this. Nobody, you know, nobody should have any contact with any of them. I think it's weird. I sent a text and they said no comment. You didn't pursue them, call them, keep it going. Who are listen, I'm not asking who they are. Didn't mean that, but I just don't see a point in it. I don't see a point in it. Have a great day, Jason. That's what I'm saying, Penny. Why reach out to any of them? Any of them? I don't know. But then we're finding out that Seth Rogers actually reached out to creators. Hey, Taylor, you can turn your camera off if you want it off. It's up to you. Well, that clarifies. So at least Jay can answer that. So Robin is not the foster parent, correct? She's not the foster parent. Hey, Taylor.
Hi, Granny.
How you doing?
Pretty good. I was going to explain the whole. I asked Candace if they were in contact with Seth, and she told me no. Straightforward.
Okay, so you asked Candace. She said no.
Yeah, and Candace will answer a lot of questions that I ask her. Like, she doesn't dodge questions, even the hard ones from me. You know.
Right. Is there a chance though that Don could be speaking to? And Candace doesn't know?
I can't speak on situations in the family right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm going to say more than likely he could be.
Because why else would there be others saying they know? Like, he has told T-Rev, he has told others that you dropped down, Dick Tim, that he is speaking to Don Wells. You know what I mean?
Well, Don has me blocked now on Facebook because me and him had a little bit of a spat over the drama, pretty much. You know what I mean? I was like, keep your mouth shut, keep it shut. Don't go on down, you know. Same thing everyone's always told him. Just let it go. Stop doing this. You know, so me and him are on shaky ground, but me and Candace are still very, very close. Heck, she offered to move me out to Tennessee and live in her house with my son. I was like, nope. Love you, but it's not happening.
Wait. Hold on. Repeat that? What was that?
She invited me to come stay with them in Tennessee with my son. And I'm like, not happening. I'm good. I'm good.
That is absolutely odd.
They're a little different. But how I wound up getting in contact with Candace is whenever her number got dropped in Facebook, whenever the case first started. People put out Candace's phone number. If anyone remembers that time frame.
Yeah.
And, ever since then, it's been, anytime I have anything to ask her, she tells me. Anytime I have, stupid questions, she answers them, I work with Mama Bear a lot. or I'm that B mama bear because there's a bunch of other mama bears out there. And she'll ask me a question, and I'll go ask Candace, hey, Candace, this was
Right.
asked to me, so I'm asking you. And she'll answer it, not a problem. So she's been very, very relaxed with stuff like that.
Well, that's interesting. Okay, so she's, you know, not speaking. Or, well, she at least is not speaking to him. It doesn't really answer if Don is, but
Yeah. And I've even tried to
okay.
get her to get hold of Seth and Katie, to help, I guess, ease the blow on some of the stuff that's going on in the case with Sebastian, since they were the bad guys. Obviously, people want to say Seth and Katie are the bad guys, which I don't agree with that at all. But, she will, I've been like, get a hold of them when I get time. Get a hold of them, talk to them. They might need some guidance. You've been down this road.
With utmost respect, I don't think the Wells would offer much guidance. I think that, yeah, I don't think it. I
Well,
don't think so.
I think, and I think Seth would be would be better off actually using Don as his PR person than Tony, honestly. But that's my opinion.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Don would be a hell of a lot better PR than Tony.
I think at this point they shouldn't talk to anybody at all.
I agree.
Mm.
Heck, last night I had to ask her about there's supposedly meth monkeys in Tennessee. I don't know if you've heard this.
Supposedly what?
Meth monkeys. There was a meth lab that was busted in 2010, and there were 4 monkeys inside it that escaped.
Mm.
You can look it up on CBS.
That's
So I had to ask Candace, I was like, what about these meth monkeys? Can you tell me more about them? And she was laughing at me. I was like, I'm being serious. What do I need to know? Is there a chance?
That is so bizarre. But really quick to acknowledge, can you guys like chill in the chat?
What, am I being attacked?
No, you're not. You're not. There's a whole argument going on. She
I was
said
like,
there's a
"I'm
news
gonna-"
article about meth monkeys, that a meth lab exploded and monkeys escaped, and holy hell, Tennessee is surely interesting.
Yeah. But I said since day one that I think Sebastian got tired of the drama in the family, and now we can see it obviously at this point, and just ran away.
Absolutely, he could have just ran away. It's the most likely. Look at all the shit around him. It's most likely the answer. He ran away.
And I think that thud was him going out that window. I really, in my heart, that's what I think. That thud was him going out that window.
But then he wouldn't have been able to respond to his mother if he was out the window.
If the window was still open, he could still hear her.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we looked at that, Mom Boss Mayo.
I hate saying that, but that's just my opinions, and just like anyone else out here, we have our own opinions.
Right.
On the case. So I'm nervous. Believe it or not, I'm nervous being on your panel. And I have my own lives that I do. I don't get nervous.
Why? Don't be nervous. You don't have to be nervous.
It's respect. I'm very, very respectful to most of anybody that I know, type thing. And you have more subs, you have more, than what I do. So it's a little bit of a nerve jolt.
I get that. I definitely get that. He couldn't have locked the windows. Yeah. I don't know. There's no real answers here as to any of it, but the one thing we do know is there's been one parent out here who's been very loud, very proud in what he's doing. He's kind of, trying to make this more about him than about Sebastian, and it's just horrible. It's just,
to me, it's disgusting, honestly.
I agree. And Dee Dee, I agree. I listen, it's just been rumored quite a lot. I mean, people that speak to Seth are saying that Seth's telling them he's speaking to Don Wells. I know Candace is telling people otherwise, but I would love to know what Don says. Maybe Candace doesn't know, or maybe it's not true. Well, who knows?
I mean, I can call Candace this evening when she gets off work and talk to her if you would like, and report back to you.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I don't record phone calls with her. I do respect privacy, but
yeah, I wouldn't want to record a call. Huh.
I'm not one of those that, oh, she said this, I recorded it, I'm leaking it. Yeah,
Right.
Out of respect type thing. She respects me, I respect her. She's adopted my son as her nephew, so anytime
she's adopted your son is her nephew?
Yes, ma'am. She calls him her nephew.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was saying. Me and her got close. It's not like, I befriended her to get information. I befriended her because I felt sorry for her. My heart broke for her. And part of the reason why, and I explained it on my channel, I had cancer when I was 17. My parents didn't know if I was going to live or die. My boyfriend watched, and he's a cop, watched the videos of Candace, and he goes, she looks like your mama did, and we thought we were going with you. And I just, you know what I mean? It just, something about that made me, where I had to reach out. My heart had to go there,
Yeah.
But I've never stepped foot in Tennessee. I've never went to a summer's day, never went to a birthday party. I don't, how do I word this? I don't feel like her going missing is something we should celebrate. And that's the way I feel about that.
Yeah.
Now, the rest of them that go, I respect that. I'm happy that Chasing goes. I'm happy that my friend Dippy goes out there. But for me, it's just something that in my heart, I can't celebrate.
That makes sense. Yeah, absolutely.
And Candace understands that and respects that. I made the remark something about June 15th. I was like, I'm not going. And she goes, well, you need to come out sometime. I understand you don't want to come out for stuff like that. I was like, I just can't. In my heart, I can't. Now, where she's found, okay, yeah, I'll be there. And I'll also be the first one to say, if we do find out that Dawn or Candace did something nefarious to Summer, bury them underneath the drill. And please do it before I get to them, And I even told Candace that there is proof out there that they did something nefarious to Summer. You better, and I told her, you better pray that I don't hear it. I missed it. I love you, but I love that baby too. And I know that sounds weird for people to say, but 3 years you can't, you listen to stuff that people's put out and stuff mom and dad's put out. And, me and Candace talking about Summer and things that she liked and what she would be doing right now and stuff like that. It hurts.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And it sucks sometimes being friends with her because it's like, I want to say stuff to her, but I have to take deep breath and think, okay, if I was in her shoes, like my son came up missing into school week before, he didn't get off at the bus stop. I flipped my wig. I was walking, yelling, screaming, headed back to call Arctic Fox to let him know, what first step. I got to call him so that way we can get working on posters. Then I got to call, my boyfriend who's the cop, let him know what's going on. And I was like, oh my God, I would not want to be in any of these parents' shoes. Ever.
Well, respectfully, your first thought was to make posters, not call the cops?
Well, like I said, I was coming back to call the boyfriend and Arctic because, for the guidance of what should I do next, because my brain was not here. I was walking, yelling, and screaming. And I even went to his friend's house and knocked on the door. I even went over to my friend's house and called her. Went over to my friend's house, knocked on her door. Is Nicholas here? He didn't come home. I freaked.
Yeah. Yeah, it's terrifying. I can't imagine what they're feeling. Absolutely agree.
I just, my first thought was, okay, after I call the cops or after I call the boyfriend, he gets that all working, I got to call Arctic. I got to let him know what's going on. So that
and
way
he was
I can
okay,
get help.
right? Your son came home?
Yeah. You want to know where he was at? He was still on the bus.
Oh.
The bus driver didn't let him off.
Wow.
And he lets him off at the front door as I come walking up. Oh, I was hot.
Well, I appreciate you
You know,
confirming that for us.
you
I'm
are
glad.
so welcome.
I'm very curious. So, and I know Chasen spoke to Candace as well, and Candace said no. That she's not speaking to him. So, I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised, but as I'm glad. I'm glad
As
to
far
know.
as Dawn, as I said, I don't know. I'll call Candace again today and confirm that Dawn is not talking to them.
Okay.
Because, I mean, she was really upset when I told her that Seth said Summer's name. I mean, it kind of, it's just like, why? I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
was
because
mouthing off, and Summer's name came out of his mouth.
I was wondering if maybe they bonded over Trevor Lee or something. I don't know. Like, if that's why, Seth even mentioned Trevor, and then we hear he's talking to Don. It all kind of came together to make sense. So I get
Well,
it.
I don't think, does Trevor and Dawn and Candace get along? Because I know for the longest time,
No,
Trevor
they
was
don't.
on the other side.
No, they don't. That's my point. They don't get along.
So, it kind of, it threw me for a loop when he said that.
Yeah, that was
And I was
weird.
like, what do you know, Seth? What do you know about that case?
That's what I was wondering myself, which is why when people started coming out saying he's telling people that he's talking to Don Wells, it made sense.
And I hate saying this, knowing that Seth possibly groomed Katie, it just kind of, it turned my stomach
Yeah.
a little. I was like, ooh, that's one child you shouldn't be speaking on right now. Speak on yours, that's fine, but others, let's not.
Right.
All right, I'm going to hop off here. Have a good day.
Thank you. I appreciate you confirming that. So there's that. Chasen did say the other day, she also asked Candace, not to get creeping around that holler and spending time with those two. Someone is in need of a decent friendship. No, Trevor came out against Don like day one because Don didn't answer Trevor's Facebook message. Yeah, I don't know. They didn't get along, but that's complete. It's all completely not necessary anyway. It's just pure curiosity. It doesn't matter if he's speaking to Don Wells. It doesn't matter if he's speaking to Candace. It doesn't matter who he's speaking to. There's just people coming out here saying he's connected to this person with missing child and this person with missing child. And listen, they're all connected to the same YouTubers. So there's a chance that is true. It doesn't offer any insight to where Sebastian is by any means. He's talking to Don and Candace out of his mouth. Other creators that speak to Don that speak to him have said that he told them he's speaking to them. Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? Is the victim, period, end of story. Poor Summer, man. No, it's that's very true, Sparrow. It's very true. So anyway, if we go back, this is what we were talking about. This right here.
You ready? I'm ready, love. Whatever you want to do.
And I'm with my sister right behind her.
Don't yell at me. I'm tired of you looking at me in that tone of voice.
Are you?
No, not really.
I would really love for you to be in the middle.
I bet you would.
Yes, we do.
I am behaving myself.
Looks like Terry got uncomfortable there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
I would too.
I was
It's a nice turnout for Sebastian. It's really nice that this all, came together the way it did. That was absolutely cringy. It would make me very uncomfortable as a female. Like, how do you respond to that? And you don't want to disrespect him. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to speak out and let it, I don't know, become known that you're uncomfortable, because it'd be weird. It would absolutely be weird. See Claudia's comment. This is why we don't let all this persist, was Claudia's comment. Claudia, are you serious? Who's Claudia? Where's Claudia? Is it possible that the Wallace Sebastian parents know each other and involved in a child's trade? No. 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 If anything, it'd be two parents with a missing child that vanished, that both live in Tennessee, and maybe they were finding some comfort in each other. But a trade? No. No. No.
All right.
Yeah, there's a ton for everybody that wants
Was it
it.
for us? Oh yeah, it was. Thank you. I was like,
There's
oh,
a
you
ton.
don't
I have no idea who you are. Somebody please arrest this person. That's quick.
No.
See, like he's an awkward fucking person, man. He's an awkward person. Listen to what he just said there. I don't know this person. Can somebody come arrest this person? Like, what is that? Not speaking out makes predators like him to keep behaving. Lord have mercy is right. Mystic did disappear. Mystic always comes in, throws a few insults, and then leaves. That is what Mystic does. That's what Mystic has always done. Yeah, but this is like flirty awkward. This isn't normal awkward. Like making advances on searchers and talking this way. It's not normal awkward. It's just weird. He's weird. You may feel differently, but I just find Seth to be very awkward.
Everybody have one?
No, I don't recognize.
No, where's Terry has some more?
Right over there. Right over there. They're right over there.
Does anybody else need a glow stick?
Anybody that I've got a whole thing full over there.
Right.
Everybody got one? You've got a mega glow
No.
stick?
He said he's never seen the person before. And then it's actually Terry that says, no.
I have one.
No, I don't recognize.
No, where's Terry has some more?
Right over there. Right over there. They're right over there.
Arrest this person.
Yeah, there's a ton for everybody that wants
Was
it.
it for us? Oh yeah, it was. Thank you. I
There's
was
a
like,
ton.
I have no idea who you are. Somebody please arrest this person. That's quick.
No.
Everybody have one?
No, I don't recognize.
No, where's Terry has some more?
Right over there. Right over there. They're right over there.
Does anybody else need a glow stick?
Anybody that I've got a whole thing full over there.
Is Terry still friends with Seth? Not to act like that. Oh, is it? Gathering. He did say Katie was that he hasn't had any relationship since he divorced with Katie. He did say that. Is this the one where they're all praying, pointing to Seth as God? I don't know. He's a whole lot more than weird. The heart was a typo. Who are you laughing at? Are you guys still fighting in the chat? Terry Lynn is all about Sebastian. Terry Lynn is a good person. I think she's separated from all parties.
Everybody got one? You've got a mega glow stick?
Me too. Because Robin's in her chat.
I was like, sure. All right, everybody. If everybody can go start lining up.
Where do you?
Let's see if
All
I
the way
can get
across.
it.
Where do you want this at? Pretty much put it wherever and let it sit.
You coming?
Oh, really?
Is that Crabtree? Was that Crabtree right there? Why are we retracting hearts in the chat? What is going on? Oh, Lord have mercy. Rough crowd today. Maybe Tony and Seth wanted to get contact info to get on Dr. Phil. So somebody came in and said they did orchestrate a thing to get them on Dr. Phil, to get him and the Proudfoots. And Seth said no. Take it for what it's worth. It's just somebody's word.
Really? I don't know anything about this technology.
Where are you going?
We're not skilled.
What direction?
You're here in spirit.
It's a nice
You're
turnout.
here in spirit, Laura.
It looks nice. Hey, Mama. It is Crabtree. Thank you, Mama, for justice. What's so sad? Thank you, Taylor. Thank you. Thank you, Nicole. You thought I was a
These people
picture?
are original searchers.
What did she just
Original
say?
searchers.
Oh, it's the original searchers. That's interesting. Okay, that's nice. So the original searchers came back out to celebrate this. That's great. That's fantastic. They all came together to do that. The original searchers that Chloe took with her, I'm pretty sure who bonded the most was T and S girlfriend. Thank you for becoming a member. Froggy, this chat is very froggy today. You guys are scaring me. I would love to see somebody do that with Seth.
Welcome.
All right, let's see.
All right. We're going to spread out across the bridge.
She said line the bridge.
And you're supposed to be in the middle. We are? I heard.
Yeah, I want to get everybody.
I mean, like.
It's line. I'm going to be walking in. He told me to stream, and I'm doing that.
He told me to stream, and I'm doing that. Crabtree has done a video saying he will no longer work with Team Seth. He told me to stream, and I'm doing that. We do hear a lot that he tells people to stream for him, that he wants people to stream for him, right? You guys are rough in this chat, man. Talk about a child that was their care. There are laws against it. No false parent would jeopardize. Yeah, they didn't. They said no comment. They wouldn't jeopardize it. Seth lost me when he dog whistled transphobia and Pascal gave him a wink. Oh my gosh, he did when he said he, she, it. I wouldn't want to misgender it. He sure did say that. He sure did.
He said streaming, I'm streaming it.
She said that twice.
And I'm doing that. He said streaming, I'm streaming it.
So maybe Trevor Lee was not lying when he said that Seth just wanted me around to stream. And as soon as I told him I'm not opening my channel back up, he had no use of me. Huh.
Green is Sebastian's favorite color.
That's sad.
So
It.
It is pretty.
They had both said that one shot.
It's a long way down there.
No, I'm not sure what it's really.
Like even right here, you know, and I know I'm nitpicking now, okay? I'll admit I am nitpicking here. But even right here, like everybody's backs against the fence, everybody's kind of lined up and everything. And then Seth Rogers steps out, right? Seth Rogers has to stand out in the middle now. Like I feel like this whole time Seth has wanted everything to be the Seth show. He has said as much. That Seth had him out there on the searches and beginning just to stream. He even would tell him, make sure you get this on stream about my shoulder. And, you know, it's clear he wanted this to be the Seth show. He's enjoying the Seth show. And now he wants, you know, I don't know. It's a shame we're no closer. We're no closer to where Sebastian is. What happened to him? There's no answers. All these beautiful events for him, all these things keeping him in the forefront, but there's no answers. We've gotten nothing at all. I'm actually hearing that Seth may have sent around cease and desist to people. I don't know if that's true. Only to walk away, twitch the victim's father, only to walk away with the victim's father, his girlfriend. Start a YouTube channel, Laminda. That's what he said he was going to do. because of the comparison with him to Chris Watts putting his arms up. You think that's why, or you think because he said that he couldn't search because of the shoulder? I don't know.
We have a drone flying over. Okay.
Is Michaela in here? Is she there? I did not notice that. I wonder as well.
Hey.
I know that's crazy.
That's crazy. Well, there are 2 drones.
Is that Chloe? That was Chloe, wasn't it?
It's a little culty.
He'll offer you weed, T-Pigs.
What do you?
He'll just offer you weed, T-Pigs. And an old 8-track.
Steph said he tore up his shoulder searching for Sebastian. Did he say that? Because in the DVRO, it was already stated he had those previous injuries. What is one video? His shoulder. Oh, I'm sorry for your loss, Nina. I'm sorry. Yes, it is her. I don't know, Portia. I'm asking. It looks like her.
Him. Track.
It looks a lot like Chloe, but I don't know. Could be, could not. Who knows?
He'll just offer you weed, T-Pigs. And an old 8-track. Him. No, him. I'll never forget it.
Y'all just like vibrated into each other. Vibration.
No, RN, no.
You should see the real vibrations of it.
I don't know. It's weird.
I did not get invited to y'all's whiskey party. I know.
Huh? I still love you. Hi, baby.
You still love me,
I still love you.
even though
Even though you offered me weeds.
I did not drink weed.
And an 8-track.
It wasn't.
Who's offering weed and what is going on here? What is this? I don't even understand what's happening. Like, people are offering weed, and what's an 8-track? I don't even know. But what is going on? The one that's, yeah, it looks like Chloe. I don't know if it's Chloe. That is Chloe. Thank you, Snark. I thought it was Chloe. So all the original searchers came back out. They all got together. It was a beautiful event. Aside from Seth making weird advancements and people offering weed, I don't fucking know what is even happening here anymore.
An 8-track.
Well, he comes with 4.
Come with 4.
Oh, I guess now we're going.
I don't get it.
Fingertip to fingertip.
I think
So go further down,
that's the
all
whole
the way down. Fingertip to fingertip.
Hey, that's good too.
Yeah.
He's always been, he shows up to everything. I mean,
Fingertip
You
to
know that I
fingertip.
have
That's the best way to say it.
all the way down.
I am not
I'm gonna let you go.
I don't know. This is Terry Lynn, yes. I thought it was music, but weed and music?
Oh, Tanya. Tanya. Oh, hey, God, Mom. Hey, God, Dad.
There's Heather. That's the other PI, Heather. They all showed up. That's beautiful. I'm looking, Wanda. I don't know. But that's not Steph's girlfriend anymore. It's T-Revs.
See, guess what?
I would honestly love to ask T-Rev questions about all of this. I would. I would love to just be able. I would love to ask these people a lot of hard questions. So it's not just me nonsense, because I'm sitting here like, what the hell's going on at this point? Like, I'm here to record, offer me weed, 8-track. I don't even, 8-tracks even exist anymore, right? Like, I don't even know what's going on anymore. I have no idea.
What's up with you, God, Daddy? Yeah. I think
And we're still moving people down.
so come
Come on, Tanya. Come on, guys.
On this side or two separate lines?
I do,
No,
Ellie.
one line.
One line for this
One
side.
line all the way down.
You don't think he would answer some truthfully? I would love to, Heather. You don't have to like the person to ask questions. I would love to ask him some questions that I don't think anybody else is going to ask him. I would love to. And how do you have so much dead silence between them? So much dead silence. Email him? I don't even know his email, but I'll try. We'll see. We'll see what he says. I ain't paying you, T-Rev. I'm not paying you. I'm not paying nobody. I would pay you, though, Seth. I would love to talk to you. Because he said it's about Sebastian. T-Rev will not address. What if I'm asking questions about Sebastian? Huh, Wanda? Maybe then he will. This was a month ago. Right, Heather gets. You get what I'm saying, Heather. Thank you. Thank you.
Too far down.
You don't think so?
Yeah, she wants you in the middle. And then people start going down some.
It's cool to see all the
Let's
people
see.
here.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You know what? Here, I got it. That's the middle down there.
Yeah, the middle's going to be around through here. She said,
The little guy's probably a classmate of Sebastian's. Oh, thank you, Mystic. This is sad.
and go fingertip to fingertip. Fingertip to fingertip.
Was that Michaela? It is fucked up. It is fucked up. It really is. Call into his show. Maybe I will. You think he'll answer my call?
And the people that are
I don't know.
around here, we will put our hands on him and pray for him. How about that? In all the best ways.
Is that Steph's sister right there?
He gave me a glare.
All right, I got questions. Is that Steph's sister, the blonde, standing next to him? Is that his sister? 8-track is a tape kind of thing, like a cassette tape, but is much bigger and could not record. He has. That's sad, Music City. He knows his personal business out there. Of course he knows.
Yeah. All right. We good?
We're good.
We are good. I think we are. There is a live stream going on. Can somebody share Don's live stream to...
Why? Like, I mean this with utmost respect, right? But this is supposed to be a gathering for Sebastian. It's a beautiful turnout. You got neighbors, you got kids, you got the original team of searchers, you got all these people there. Who the fuck cares about Dawn streaming? You know what I mean? Like, imagine you're at this visual and somebody's like, can everybody share out Dawn's? Why? Why, Terry? Like, it's just a little weird. It's just a little weird. He's not in here, Thor. He was in here earlier, but he's not in here now. If he is, he can click a link if he'd like, but I doubt he would. But why do we care that anybody's streaming?
Can some... There is a live stream going on. Can somebody share Don's live stream to any of the groups?
Again, respectfully, nobody's even on their phones right now. Who do you want to share it? And why does it matter to be shared? Why does it have to be shared? It's weird, man. It's just the whole thing's weird. I don't like it. I just, it's such a nice turnout. I mean, look at them all there. You got the doggies, you got the original set. And then it's like, okay, somebody share her. Why? I don't know who's saying it at this point. They sounded like. No, this was actually a month ago. We just wanted to listen to the weird Seth part. Now I just got interested and I kept playing. All right. Who are you and who are you?
How do I share this?
How do I share this? Okay, we got it. I get it, Yasmin. It wasn't Terry Lynn. I don't know who it was. Whoever it was, they wanted it shared to the group. I did not get to ask him where he got his broken record, aka Spirit Board. This is all for show. It's really a shame. Now they're live streaming everybody's faces.
I'm trying to. I can't figure out how to share his link.
How to share Don's link?
Yeah.
You know how to share your link, Don?
It's coming up as like a story.
All right, I think we're done with that. You think we're done with that? Thank you, Southern Girl. I appreciate that. Anybody want to come up and share some thoughts? At least they're all getting along. Yeah, I mean, they are. They're getting along. Yeah, this one's a month ago. This is an older one. Who's talking about Don? Chloe had been a godsend. Why do they care about Don? I think they're saying Dawn. I don't think they're saying Don. I think they're saying Dawn. I don't think they mean Wells. They all sound like whiskey and cigarettes. Oh, shit.
So I can't share the story.
I don't know. It
They're
looks
not.
like a nice turn.
That's okay.
Who is this standing right behind Seth? Is that the infamous? Could it be Michaela? Maybe because towards the end, Godfather said, I have friends with ski masks, and there's talks about someone. They say Michelle, and she says I was blocked for sharing a flyer. They're all saying Don, he's a commissioner. So they're asking to share Don's stream. I thought they were saying Dawn as well. Titanium, you little girl. That cracked me up. Anyway, I think this has all been a lot. This is very interesting. I'm curious to see if proof comes out that Steph said the only way he's doing interviews going forward is if he's paid. I'm curious why he'd want to be paid if that was the case. You can't see her face either. Let me see. Karen rubbing his back, you think? Can never find what you're not looking for. Am I looking for the wrong thing, Majestic? I don't know. I have a question on not being ugly. Aren't visuals for people who have passed? I don't know. I think it's to keep his memory. I think it's to keep the hope, the faith. And I think it's a beautiful thing, you know. Maybe it's not the right name. Maybe it's, you know, I don't know. He's a celebrity with many fans. Is he going to start doing, what's that other thing called where you can, I freaking saw JLR was on one, where you can pay like a celebrity to say like happy birthday to you or something. Anybody know what I'm talking about? I don't know what it's called. Cameo. Thank you. It's a prayer visual, not a memorial. Thank you, Richard. I think it's a beautiful thing. Cameo. All right, cameos.
Love y'all.
We're praying for you. Praying every day for you.
God is with you.
Yes. Sebastian's Army.
Sebastian's Army.
I'm not even going to say, because I'm not going to be that judgmental right now. I couldn't imagine being in their. Yes, he denies saying stuff like that, but he sure did. We just played it the other day. I couldn't imagine being in their position, honestly. This does feel a little weird. The whole like Sebastian's Army thing felt weird. I thought we were going to see tears at that moment. I almost came to tears at that moment. I don't know. Turn up anything that helps, but it could make the guilty crack. Paying somebody to wish you a happy birthday. You're not going to order one for me then, Gary? Fine. I think a lot of people are really starting to open their eyes. Well, you know what I noticed, half sour? The same people that are calling themselves Sebastian's Army are the same ones at one point that were Summer's Army. You know what I mean? Like at one point they cared so much about Summer and they all just now turn themselves to Sebastian's Army. It's a little strange. It's a little strange. And somebody said about where I'll show you guys this and then we'll be done. Because he absolutely stated that he knows where Sebastian is, but he doesn't have the resources. I know he has since said he never said that, but he did. And it has to be this one because I don't watch many of this person's channel. But I will absolutely do the search engine to see. All right, let's go here. Oh, I was right on it. I was right on the money with that one.
Seeing my son.
Let's light the chat up for Sebastian, please. Sebastian's Army. I see the godfather of the case has made it in. That is our friend Trevor. I'm sure you know Trevor, Seth.
Trevor Lee.
The godfather of our case. I always found that to be weird too. Like the godfather. He's the godfather of it.
Yeah, I know Trevor.
Trevor Lee. Yeah, I know Trevor Lee.
Trevor Lee. Yeah, I know Trevor.
I know.
Any intuition, inkling, or anything where Sebastian could be?
Listen, here it is.
I have my ideas. I just don't have the resources I need to track it. So pretty much just
This is one time.
winging it.
Are you getting any advice from the people you work for?
I also want to point out, and just because I'm petty, okay, I'll admit this is being petty, but Seth Rogers here tells you all that he is a police officer, right? He is deputy sheriff. He's law enforcement. He can arrest, all the things. And he's driving here while live streaming on his phone. Stupid people. Stupid. It's a really weird comment. Are we being called petty?
I think his sound cut out a little bit.
Are we being called petty? Oh, I called myself petty. That's right.
Okay,
sorry.
there you are. Think you're going to have to refresh your mic.
He's not police, but he tells people he's police. He is not police.
Are you
You
there?
don't find your kid with tiny YouTube
Can you hear
channels
me?
and organized
Okay,
visuals.
now we're back. Do you have any thoughts on Chris Proudfoot's family? Good, bad, or indifferent? His sister has made some kind of really strange statements, you know, and his mom and stepfather, their goofy asses took off to Alaska.
They're goofy asses.
Right after Sebastian went missing.
Don't forget, this is one of the very first panels that Seth Rogers has gone on. Seth has made sure that all the panels he went on were anti-Proudfoot. He would never come on a panel like ours. He would never. Seth was drinking all day at the visual. How do you know that? Were you there? Terry Lynn does the same thing. She drives on the roads that my family and friends drive on while she's answering chat questions. I'm not going to lie. I've done that a few times. It is extremely dangerous and reckless and careless. I definitely done it. He's probably talking about some rumor he heard on social media or something psychic told him. Meanwhile, he has not been back to work, but Chris has. This dude is lazy. I said he was driving in her chat and I got blocked. You got blocked for that? Wow. They lead the question, right?
Yep.
Nope.
I know they did.
Nope.
I know, you know, for
They
the
should.
person that
Should.
for Maddie to be sitting there and making the comments that I heard that she made on Facebook about that's my grandson, and for her to turn around and disappear to Alaska with her husband Terry, that kind of actions speak louder than words. I've always been a person that believe actions speak louder than words.
You got that
I don't even
right.
see anybody named Queen in here. Actions speak louder than words.
Because
you haven't showed much action yourself. And where does she stand today with this whole case? Where does she stand? Is she now supporting Davidson County Jail anymore? That's fact and confirmed via human resources. Oh, can you show me that? Let's see where she stands, because she was big Seth Rogers supporter. She make jokes. Let me point this out. There's one creator, right, that has a huge problem. Two creators that have problems with our thumbnails, right? Nonsense. They keep calling to you. Nonsense. Are you going to say something about Clue? What about GW, right? Let's talk about that. Because if you go over to this person's channel, her thumbnails haven't been very kind either. But you're friends with this person. You never had nothing to say about that. Never made any comment about this person and their thumbnails. Or let's talk about, I know some people did call her out for this one. All you shitheads better not jump back on Summer Wells because of her anniversary, because we already know that's what you're doing. Oh, look, 4 days ago. Sorry if you like this person. I apologize in advance. Let's see what's going on. So she's in Hendersonville? Is she now in Hendersonville? Thank you, Kim. And she likes to copy other thumbnails too. Sure does. But, all right. Is that Honey Boo Boo? Oh, no. All right. Sorry. Where's the one? She made a lovely thumbnail where she put Seth Rogers' face on Trump. Look at that. Would you looky there? I don't respond, Magnolia. I don't care. Would you looky there? Okay. Let's go back. Where's the thumbnail she did as him as Trump? Do, 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 do. Magnolia, I've always said there's a very thin line between a tragedy pimp and calling out a tragedy pimp. I've held streams about it. There is a fine line. People will label people whatever they want to label them. And that is quite okay with me. Did you? Oh, where are you at? Where was she at to call this out? It wasn't Cam. Magnolia always comes in, makes passive-aggressive comments, and then rolls out. Always. Grady Judd for president. She didn't call this out, huh? She didn't call this out. This is your friend. It's your BFF. She's made it clear this is her best friend. Why didn't you call? Why isn't this somehow vile? Right? I love it. I love it. They're not even close. They tend to forget they are here because their child is missing. They are not here because they are entertainment like Dr. Phil. Well, that's why you don't hear the Proudfoots very often, do you? Right? The Proudfoots come out when they feel like they have to correct something. They don't come out very often. When they do come out, they're not bashing Seth. They're speaking very kindly. They're trying to tell us more about Sebastian, and you know, that's what they're doing. So no, that was actually a very direct answer, Magnolia. I said I don't care. I don't listen. That's what I said. That's not a roundabout answer. That's very direct. It says you're fired. Lee Michelle, if it's the same one we've seen before, then yes. If it's a different one, then no. Welcome, Jamie. Thank you. Seth kicked everyone to the curb who was helping to find his son, and now it's a scam-a-thon with the parent who begged for help. Mia, Mom, sorry. No, that's not that, Magnolia, no. So I don't know. I guess time will tell if it's true. I think if it wasn't true that Seth wanted to be paid, I think Tony would have said something. He was just on TikTok last night. He could have spoken out there. He didn't. We'll find out, right? We'll find out. It's just a shame that we're this far in and they're still more focused. It's all speculation because there is no truth. There's no facts to go off of. So people are tired of speculation, but that's all there is, unfortunately. Hey, Wendy Blank. Proudfoot should be mad at Seth making money off poor Sebastian. I agree. The truth is stranger than fiction. But also Occam's razor, right? He did speak on it, Teresa. Can you direct me to where? The bits that I watched, I didn't hear him say a word about it. Chris and Katie and us are going on a ride this weekend. Are you really, Steph? Like a ride for Sebastian? Is that what the big surprise thing, upcoming thing for Sebastian is? I believe that, Richard. I would understand that. After all, that was his excuse for asking for the gun, right? His excuse was that T-Red was telling me how much money he was making and he was looking at the gun. And I said to him, why don't you buy me a gun too if you're making all this money? I could see that being a possibility. With Stephen Crabtree? Oh, yeah, no. I know that, but I didn't hear which part of it where he said that. Stephen Crabtree just said like 2 weeks ago that he was done with Tony and he's no longer Team Seth and that they set him up and used him. It's the truth, One Shot. It's sad, but it is the truth. Well, I think we've been on here long enough, my friends. I appreciate you all being here with me again this morning. It's interesting. There's a few other things I want to talk about, and hopefully you all come for that as well. There are other missing children out here that, don't have as much attention on them that I think we should give attention to. No, Madre is all coincidental. In fact, he removed Katie in every single conversation. He was referring to Sebastian, and it's all just a fad with trauma. We are horrible. Tima suggests otherwise. Crabtree realized he had nothing without Tony. Like helping him pay for stuff. I don't know. Let's all argue over politics now. If you leave your house, do you leave evidence? I've been thinking about this. How do you leave evidence that you left? Should I leave a trail, not being snarky? Mystic Firefly is going really good, actually. Thank you for asking. That is a good question. Right, Crabtree's a pathological liar, not for nothing. But he's been lying from the gate. Public and Steph did a 360 since his argument with Trevor Lee flipped. Thank you so much, Heather. For Caleb Harris and the woman names and the big one, someone said it was Nina. If a kid is missing, someone trolls around calling in with voice changers, you're definitely guilty. See, I disagree. I don't think that makes anybody guilty. Again, I don't even think Seth is guilty. I think Seth is guilty of enjoying this moment of spotlight, enjoying this moment of having all these women conversing with him and all this attention on him, and, you know, maybe even enjoying the money. But I don't think he's enjoying the fact that his son's missing. I don't think he's the reason his son's missing. I don't. Maybe in like a emotional way, he's responsible, but I don't think he's physically responsible for the fact that Sebastian is nowhere to be found right now. I don't know. I know people disagree with me. I know people say differently, but we'll see. And I do need you all to do me one favor. I've seen a lot of yous already left, and that's okay. I'm very honored to have kept the attention of so many for so long. I do appreciate that. But I need one last favor from all of you. I need everybody, like him or not, unless you have to sub, then don't do it if you don't want to. But get T-Rev. We want T-Rev to come answer some hard questions. Okay? I want to know, does T-Rev have proof of this alleged asking for the GUN? I want to know if he really met Michaela through Seth. I want to know why he called Michaela Seth's wife if he's saying Michaela was never Seth's girlfriend. There are some things I won't ask about, you know, Athena and his ex-girlfriend, and I won't get into his personal life. I'm not entitled to any of that. But I do want to know if he would answer some questions when it comes to his involvement in Sebastian's case, his involvement with Seth Rogers. I won't ask about your personal life, T-Rev. I promise you. I won't ask, but I do want to ask some other questions, like just some, you know, Sebastian Rogers, Seth Rogers, those type of questions. Nothing about your personal life, who you're sleeping with, all that shit. That I don't really care about. I mean, a little bit I do because I think it's slimy, but I won't ask you if you're uncomfortable with it. I saw them. That's what I want to ask about. Like the fact that he said with Seth's wife, but now he's saying they never even dated. Let me see. What are they doing? What are you doing, Lee Bird? I don't even see you. Stay retired? Why are you being rude? Your boss is going to be mad that you're in this chat right now. You might get blocked. She told you you're not allowed to go outside of her chat. Do you want to link stuff? You're welcome to come up. That's a good idea, one shot. Wait. T-Rev and oh yeah, Trevor Lee is friends with Nina. Well, I don't know if he's friends with Nina, but he was. And I don't agree with it. Oh, Chowder. You make me not want to highlight it, but thank you. I don't think T-Rev showed the whole conversation, only out of context. That's why I like, you know, like when you ask somebody certain questions, you can tell by the responses if you're getting genuine answers or not. T-Rev, you know, of course his friends aren't going to ask him certain questions. They're kind of going to help him out a little bit. I don't know. I would love to ask a few questions. You are cotton candy. Everybody is. We left, but the same people causing us trouble are the same ones picking fights with everyone in your chat. Nice work, mods. Wait, what? We left, but the same people causing us trouble. What's going on, Natalie? Who's causing trouble for you? Yeah, I think the mods are trying, but I don't know what you're talking about, Natalie. I said earlier, the mods, normally I tell mods not to delete people because we don't have an echo chamber. But when people are being disrespectful to each other in the chat, if you can't move on and get over it, I absolutely tell, at that point, I did say block people. Not block, but delete, timeout. So I don't know. I don't know what more could have been done. It's funny we left, but the same people causing trouble with us. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to go back and see. I don't know. I do too, Monkey, but I want to know why. I feel like we're being yelled at too. Can you email me, Natalie, so I can know who you're talking about? Because there are some people in here that are disrespectful to me too, and I just let them stay. But you haven't even been commenting nonsense, so I don't know. Oh, Mystic, Miyama. Oh. Well, I'm sorry, but I like Miyama, and Mystic comes in and yells at me sometimes too. I didn't realize they were still talking about you. Some of us chilled out. Thank you. I do appreciate that. It's, you know what I mean? Like I'm asking you guys to respect my chat. I get it. People feel. Do we? You know, is it necessary to reach out to adoptive parents? No. Jay says she reached out. They said no comment, and she never did anything with it. You know what I mean? I don't know. I always allow different opinions. Always. Not being loved on for her action and people speaking about it. Natalie and others came in to go hard for Jay. Okay. I didn't realize this was still going on. We're like 30 minutes later, people. Why are we still keeping it going? You didn't believe him before, Kim? I believed him, but I saw proof, so I believed him. But I understand why others wanted. I mean, listen, he was a witness for a child custody case, right? So it's like, how fucked up is that? Which is why I say nobody should be getting personal with anybody on any side of somebody with a tragedy. Shouldn't be reaching out to the Proudfoot. You shouldn't be reaching out to the Rogers. You shouldn't be reaching out to parents. You shouldn't be reaching out to ex-wives. You shouldn't be at custody cases. You shouldn't be anywhere. I just, you know, I don't do that. I don't think it needs to be done. I didn't think it was nonsense. And the mods do a really good job here. Like they're with over 1,000 people in chat, a lot of different opinions. My mods are working very hard. If they miss something, you could easily just shoot me an email, let me know what's going on, or you can privately block somebody on your own. But the mods are doing a really good job. I mean, it's not easy when the chat's going and all that. It's not easy. It's not easy. So let's not blame it on the mods. If anything, blame me. I'm obviously not paying good enough attention to the chat. I apologize. Oh, you believe T Rev about I believed him about that from the beginning. I'm saying that's why Seth jumped on Trevor. Well, Seth was involved in that whole getting involved with Chris's custody case. Seth talks to Nina all the time. That's weird. It's weird to me. I don't know. You have to ask her, Dick Tim. I don't know. Right. That's the other thing. A lot of the mods work. You know, they're trying to multitask. They're doing the best they can. They really are. I didn't see any comments as of recently doing any of that. Steph, are you local? I'm going to delete that comment just because I don't like it. Or you're calling him a child, you know, killer. I don't like that. But are you local? Like, because the comments you're making is like, you know him on a personal level. Just curious. Yeah, if you ever been a mod, you know how hard it can be. And my mods are fantastic. I haven't added more mods. I don't, they keep up. They're doing the best they can. And again, it's me. I tell them not to delete people. Look what happened the other day. Somebody came in talking about punctuation, right? Saying what Betty did was not clickbait because she put a period. Well, here I was asking this person questions, a mod timed them out. I had no idea. They're still crying about it. 24 hours later, they're still crying about the fact that they were timed out. Like, you know what I mean? So we try not to time people out here. I did make a comment. If it kept it going, time them out. I want everybody to be comfortable in my chat. If you dislike each other somewhere else, wait into the comment sections. I don't know. But out of respect for me, you know, keep the chat respectful towards each other. We have a lot of different opinions. There's people here that believe the Proudfoots are guilty. There's people here that believe Seth is guilty. A lot of different opinions. So let's just respect everybody as best as we can, or, you know, I don't know, privately block each other. Or we can just have a free-for-all. You can all just attack each other. I don't know. Fuck it. Who cares, right? Julia is the real dog handler. They're just attacking everyone. There's literally 3. Nonsense, Mima, Mystic, constant drama and ugliness. She was asking me about my garden, and Nonsense was added into the conversation. Thank you, Lee Bird. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're here. All right. Oh, I'm sure, Magnolia, you know it. Golden wrench for you. You're just a ray of sunshine to the chat. I'm going to make everybody put on the get along shirt, and we're just going to hug it out. All right? No, I mean, there's legitimate fucking concerns right now. I get it. I understand why people are upset by it, and I also understand where you guys are coming from. So, you know, let's have a free-for-all. All right, next 2 minutes, you guys can curse each other the fuck out. Say what you got to say. She has not been nasty. No, she hasn't been nasty. Is it the moon? I don't know. Surrounding this case, just like Summer Wells, poor kids. I don't know. The hell. I know my mods are great. That's all I know, Gene. That's all I know. Let's be friends, pants. Kumbaya. Seth is leaking everything. He is. Hug it out, bitches. That's right, Linda. If this is me being nasty, she'd hate me in real life. Woo. We Frosty's taking an absolute advantage of it. She's just cursing. Lord, I just spent time in Betty's and not go well. You're not blocked, bitch. How come we're all blocked and you're not? Him and Tony has chased everyone off. You know, Seth made it clear to me that it's really Seth when he said, like Tony says, I'm the boss, right? To me, that was him. I hate hugs. That was him absolutely saying, like, I call the shots and Tony is my, I don't know, puppet. I don't know. I do enjoy the cursey words. I let my daughters yell at each other for 1 minute one time. Oh, that'd be hysterical. Do you want to come up, Steph? You can come up. If anybody would like to come up, maybe you guys can all hug it out. What did she say? I told them they don't have to be nice. Now I'm curious what was said. Oh, boy. All right. Started blocking a lot of people and putting in time out for no reason. Next live, I was no longer a mod. Go figure. Yeah, my mods are very respectful. They really are. They give a lot of leniency. You know. What, Mama Bear? Magnolia is nasty to me, too. A link is what I'm clicking here. It takes you to StreamYard, which will ask you to hook up your YouTube to come up and speak if you're comfortable doing it. If not, you don't have to. I'm just curious what it is, why others keep asking you to, what it is you're saying in the chat type of thing. Right, Laura Lou. She said, I'll take the shit talk. We almost made it through without any of this. Poaching her chat? You're poaching her chat? I don't think T-Rev would ever come up, to be honest. Well, you guys kind of chased T-Rev out of here very quickly anyway. I mean, at least Nonsense laughed at it. Chat is sensitive. She's not sensitive at all. Listen, we get a lot of shit talk every. After a while, you just let it go. Some of us do. Some of us want our, Burger King crowns and they want to cry at the drive-through window. Some of us, we just get along. We just move along. T-Rev won't come up because I believe he's a coward. Jess is hugging and Joneson is poaching. I'm done with this day. Lord have mercy. No, that's not JLR's Magnolia. No. People like me, it keeps changing my mind. Right. And you're welcome to. You are welcome to. Joneson, were you in the vault the other day? I saw your comments being deleted. I would come up and I'm having a bad hair day. I'm with you. I'm with you. It's hard not to judge. That's right. That's right. Or I should say, because there are people that do care what randoms say on the internet and they don't care about the victims. So it's a mixture of both, right? They care more about the pity they get from being like seen as the little, soft flowering victim that gets picked on. They really enjoy that. Welcome, We Are Cody's Voice. He made some comment about him and his chat helped out Seth a lot and never got a thank you or something. I don't know. I forget exactly what it was, but it was basically a comment saying, like I said, that he was chased out pretty quickly. So all I did was help this guy. But instead he used my community and me instead. And by the way, he talks to Don Wells all the time. All we did on my channel was push his Cash App and GoFundMe per his request. Mistake. And I believe that. I see all your comments. But I want to know, all right, I don't know if I believe that, T-Rev. So Seth Rogers was asking you to push his Cash App and GoFundMe. Do you have proof that he was asking that? I don't know. Oh, you done did it, Magnolia. She's back. Hold on. Sorry, I didn't have headphones in. I didn't hear you come up.
You're okay. I figured Magnolia wanted me to go on panel so they could cuss me out, which I'm not really sure how this is going to work out for them because I don't even read chat when I'm on panel, but maybe they're going to say something and have you give me a dramatic reading of it.
That actually sounds fun. Come on, Magnolia.
I know.
Bring
Come
it
on, Magnolia. Give us something good. Magnolia
did respond. At least Nonsense laughs about it.
What else are you supposed to do about these? Cut me off if I go too far, but...
Wait, I got one for you. She says she trolled you into taking a link. Girl, I was playing.
Well, you're not really trolling me. I find this entertaining, honestly. I was actually hoping for a good dramatic reading because people have lost their ever-loving minds out here. The oxygen has been sucked out from the atmosphere. It seems like I don't even know what's happening because everybody had moved on so far from this conversation. And then here comes the one and it went right back into...
I was looking at the chat this time and I'm like, what am I missing? The fuck are you people talking about? I didn't see anything.
Well, the lady saying that ma'am, I didn't even speak to you. I don't know. Okay. It's just so funny to me. What's not funny to me though, is that at the end of the day, this all impacts Sebastian. All of the misinformation, the continued chaos, the switching sides, the fence riding, most of these creators helped paint this narrative about Chris and Katie and re-victimized Katie over and over again. and take zero accountability. Now they just switch sides to, well, Seth's bad. Like, it's chaos and it's too much. But there's real families affected by this.
Well, and it was to be predicted because this is
Yeah.
what me and Chasen said, what, 2.5 months ago,
Yep.
is that these same people that are like putting Seth on this pedestal, they're going to kick it out from underneath him with a quickness. And then we're going to start knowing about their personal conversations. We're going to start seeing text messages.
Absolutely.
We knew that was going to happen.
Absolutely. It's one of those, the writing was on the wall all along. The other thing is people saying that they're just now seeing Seth. That's because you were fed a narrative from jump with other creators about, targeting Chris and Katie. Like, nobody even looked at this. And he's been saying this stuff out loud all along.
Yes.
It's been here all along from jump. It was all intentional. He surrounded himself with creators who would shove those fake narratives, in my opinion,
Well, let's
without
talk
doing.
about that. Let's talk
Okay.
about that. We find out that he reached out to JLR first, right?
Right.
So right there, well, that means he was on YouTube. He was looking people up. Maybe he saw the sub count. Maybe he saw the, all right, fine. But then we find out he also reached out to Trevor Lee. Okay, so now, like, I mean, making a connection here. And then who does JLR? JLR doesn't advertise people often, but the one person's chat he does go into is T Rev. So here comes T Rev, and T Rev here says that Seth would ask him to push his Cash App and GoFundMe per his request. So you didn't realize all this was concerning behavior until the whole situation with the girlfriend came up. You know what I mean? Like,
it's content
honestly.
over concern. It's constant content over concern. All of the things, the fake neighbor, the fake cousin. I mean, T-Rev just himself has had a fake cousin. He had Steph the dog handler call into his show. He had Uncle Taco, who claimed he played video games with Sebastian.
Uncle
None of those
Taco.
took off big time,
Jesus
though.
Christ.
Yeah, but there's been intentional misleading in his clickbait titles. And you want to talk about clickbait, there you go. The whole thing has been to shove this narrative.
Now, what I don't mind, like, for me, I don't mind that these people are waking up to Seth. I don't mind that at all. But don't do it in such a, like, at least acknowledge the fact that you helped create this. You know what I mean? Like, at least acknowledge, like, I was blinded for 3 months. I helped push the narrative that Seth wanted me to push. I'm so sorry that I did that. At least do it that way. Don't just come out and be like, oh, yeah, he fucked me over personally. So here, I'm going to tell you all the foul stuff he was doing behind the scenes. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, absolutely. But again, in my opinion, it's kind of the intentional thing. Like, they're going to milk it one way or the other. Them coming out and taking accountability would potentially open them up for, we might have been wrong on this part. You don't see that happen very often. And I know her mods are in here. I'll give you something that you can be pissed off about. Just like Jay, the dog handler situation. Multiple creators, not just me.
This is the dog handler. Come on up, Steph. We'd love to hear from you.
Oh God. Oh God.
I was wondering why they kept talking like they knew shit and they had shit to send and all. I was wondering who they were. So this is Steph. I would love to know, Steph. I just want you to come up to see if you're the same as the other person. But okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. So the dog handler situation.
I just swear people, yeah. Anywho, but that, like, Chasing respectfully went over, sent a super chat. Like, people were respectfully saying, look, this is not valid. And she knew, she was getting messages throughout. Like, it's all there. It was right there. And the way she handled it, I guess, yeah, she edited her video to take that part out, but the damage was already done. And instead of firing up a live and being like, look, this is a major thing, this one's lying, it harmed Julia's credibility. But Julia knew too. She knew, she was warned before she went over there that day. People are seeing content over concern. It's the reality.
Right.
It is what it is. I hate to say that. You can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
I get what you're saying.
That's their jobs. To them, this is their jobs, and it's just another family's pain and suffering. It doesn't affect them at the end of the day. But you know who it's affecting? Sebastian.
And
He's the
you know,
victim.
and it's affecting Katie, Chris, and even Seth. Even if we disagree with some of
Absolutely.
his behaviors, it's affecting them.
Well, now, and you have people making insane allegations on Seth now that there's no proof behind right now. Because
yeah, that's what I said. I'd love to talk to him and ask him, like, what is your proof? Like, can you explain all of this? Like, and answer some hard questions, not just what, you know, people you're friends with, YouTubers you're friends with have to ask you, but some real questions.
You know, another thing that's really concerning, honestly, is that creators take up for creators. Like, no matter how much you look at this, Seth is still a vulnerable parent of a missing child. We have no indication or evidence to say otherwise right now. You know, there's just nothing. So if you take that into account, when he went on and spoke to Trevor Lee, although it was completely out of line, that's who he's been all along, as long as they went along with everything he wanted. But these creators took up for Trevor Lee over a vulnerable father going through, like, can you even imagine having a missing child and trying to shut your brain off and all of the emotion?
Couldn't. I couldn't.
Again, not
But
giving
I
him a
also
pass.
I feel like he's not shutting his brain off. Like, I feel like he has gotten to a point. Like, all right, so with the whole Trevor, first off, are you real, Artist Creek?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. When it came to the whole Trevor Lee situation, my problem was that I knew without a doubt that there were messages that were basically telling Trevor, if you go back on that granny's watching, we're going to do X, Y, and Z, which is fucking blackmail.
Absolutely.
That's slimy. You know what I mean? Like Trevor or not, that's some slimy shit from a father of a missing child.
Absolutely. And that's why Trevor is the only one that I can like wrap my brain around. He was, in my opinion, and I've said this all along, even though I knew shit was happening, he's one that was specifically used. Like, he, in my opinion, was absolutely used. And
I agree.
People don't like him, but he, you know, some people have their own personal history. I don't know him like that, but I can see him. My daughter is 22 years old. Like, I can't imagine a grieving parent coming up to her and approaching her. She would want to do anything and everything to help them. Like, you see how she is with cats, let alone a parent of a missing child. Like, they want to do everything. So I think he was easily manipulated. But then the intentional bringing in of JLR and reaching out to him, that shows more motive and intent to me than with Trevor Lee.
Right. See, with Trevor, he's experienced his own trauma in a short time. And I think that makes him more,
susceptible.
you know,
Yep.
right. Exactly. Yep.
Yep.
How are you doing, Arctic Creek? It's nice to meet you.
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, no, I agree. I think that Nonsense is absolutely on point. This whole story has gotten out of hand. There are things that didn't need to be said that were said about this child that had nothing to do with finding him.
Yep.
I mean, it's absolutely disgusting the things that are put out about this minor child. And it was unnecessary.
It was done to make Chris and Katie look bad.
It was.
And really horrible.
It was. I'm not a fan of any of those people. None of them. Because it seems to me everybody's fucking lying about something. But none of it needed to happen. None of it. And
No,
now all the
never did.
Yeah, the focus is now no longer on this child. It's on who's telling the truth, who lied to what YouTuber, which channel is getting this or that, the other. It's just gotten ridiculous. And now we have, TikTok Tony up in there. And is it true? Does Seth want to get paid for interviews? Is that the truth? Has anybody confirmed that?
I haven't confirmed nor not confirmed it. I'm hoping that Seth will come out and say it, like Seth himself say it. And I do believe if it was stated, it was likely, I can see him saying it more in an angry way, like all these YouTubers are making money type of attitude.
I gotcha. It could have been taken a little bit kind of and turned into something it may not have been. Because, sometimes that stuff like that comes from that area. Yeah.
Because that's his excuse. That was his excuse when it came to the whole gun conversation. He says that it was T-Rev was looking at guns and was bragging how much money he's making off YouTube. And he turned around and said, if you're making all that money, how about you buy me one too? Take it or leave it. That was his.
I can see Seth saying that because that's the kind of guy he is, which is kind of gross, but whatever. And I think that's part of his personality and hearing him, the way he talks to women and such, that's just part of it. But why were they looking at guns?
I think
Can we go back there? I mean, in what planet should T Rev be shopping for guns with Seth?
I think that's okay.
Right?
So take into account, I don't know if you guys listened to Chris on Cluminati's panel after that happened with T Rev.
Yes.
If you read between kind of the lines, now this is again complete opinion based off of what I heard. I think there's reason to believe that Seth is an avid gun carrier, consumer. Like, he has an interest in weapons, I would say. And I would say that he potentially had conversations about this specific type of weapon before, if I'm reading between what Chris was saying, that he has had because it's something that he wanted to get. So in my opinion, we got half truths on both sides. We've got Seth saying, you know, it was simple, and you got T-Rev saying it was kind of open-ended. I think T-Rev intentionally kind of tried to make it look a little bit off kilter, but that's kind of what he does. But I think you can decipher from what Chris said that Seth is a gun carrier.
Yes,
He has
I've
had an
heard that from other
interest.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, that there has been some sort of discussion with that specific type of weapon before, the staccato. If you gather, you know, what Chris is saying. So I think both things could be potential. The timing of it's odd. I don't think we're hearing full truths from either one of them, though. And the way that it was brought out, correct me if I'm wrong, Granny, but I think T-Rev, so if you listen to that beginning of that stream, he's talking about how BHB was outing his relationship stuff and talking about it. And he was like, well, I've got this call kind of thing. He was really mad because his personal stuff was being put on Front Street with Michaela.
Oh, can I say it? Can I say it? It's a distraction. It's a distraction.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I knew you were going there because that's you, girl. But that you were spot on. It distracted from the relationship issue. Absolutely. I agree.
Kind of look over here, not over there. And I think,
yes,
you know, the fact that it happened, he came back and said that it happened between the 10th and the 14th. And he already reported it. Well, that should have been the end of the issue then, you know, but he needed it to kind of do a distraction over this Michaela situation, in my opinion, too.
Yes, that makes sense. That makes complete sense. Yeah, I agree.
You have to wonder too. You have Michaela, who people have come forward and they've shown proof that Michaela was going through Seth's phone and that she was given T-Rev. We saw that she was given T-Rev false information to go live about and blah, blah, blah. So is T-Rev kind of getting in, and is Michaela kind of leading T-Rev into this personal dynamic further away from Sebastian? Like, did he have to do this to defend Michaela?
I got so many questions about her specifically and her involvement in this, when she got involved, how she got involved, who connected her to Seth, where she was connected to T-Rev. I would love to know all of that, because
that's why I would love to talk to him, girl. That's why I would love for him to come up and let us ask.
Yes, major red flags over all of that situation, because, sorry, when it comes to me, I'm going to believe Trevor Lee over T-Rev. That's just factual, because Trevor Lee said, you know, he would talk to him on the phone and Michaela was there at midnight. So was she potentially leading him on to get intel? And her involvement in all of this just really sends some red flags. And how did she maneuver? Was she attached to somebody before all this?
Yes.
Like, it's just weird.
So I got those answers. So she started searching for Sebastian with her husband that she's currently.
Wait, husband?
Yes, she's married. So they're currently split. They were out, boots on the ground, looking together. She met Seth. She started, you know, I guess latching on to Seth a little bit, which is how she met T-Rev. But yeah, originally.
Man, these people are fucking trash. These people are trash.
Right.
Who does
that's
that?
how it
Who
originally happened. As she was
connects with the father of a missing kid and then goes on to, oh my God, that's trash. I'm sorry. That's trash. I'm calling it.
She drove with him to see if that the alleged sighting of Sebastian. She took that trip with Seth to see if that was him. So she was like cozied up close to Seth.
Do we have proof of that?
Yeah. There's a question. Good question. Yeah, that's exactly what we need. That's like, because otherwise we're just spreading misinformation. Good question.
it's not misinformation because there is proof. I showed it on my
Okay.
stream the
For
other
sure.
day. There's
Okay.
actually
Okay.
there's
That's all I need to
text
hear. Okay.
messages. There's
Thank
text
you.
messages of Michaela talking to people, and she's like, "Yeah, me and Seth are heading there now. We're headed to North Carolina, and
No
yeah, there's
shit.
proof." Mm-hmm.
That's just
See, I
trashy.
missed that. That's
Who man hops like that?
Yep.
Who does that? And it's so public.
And then there was proof that she went through Seth's phone, and was given information from it. There's actual proof of that as well.
something just sound. There's something here that my gut feeling. I went over my theory, kind of some of my baseline layers to this the other day, and normally I don't do that, but there was just some nagging things that I addressed, and I think this was so many multiple layered of potential here, but this just irritates me because I know that this happens. Like, I get that people think that they're going to do something to help, like they're going to help solve this case or help rescue this child, and people get really caught up in it. But every single person
Yeah.
that Seth has surrounded himself with has done something horrendous, in my opinion, that
And
could eventually,
self-serving.
yeah,
And self-serving.
that could
There's
impact
there's
the
no
outcome.
altruism going on in this situation. Hey, I got to roll, people, but I just wanted to come on and say what I had to say.
It was
Okay.
nice to meet you. Thank you.
All
All right,
right.
Miss Creek, it
Nice
was
to
nice
meet you.
to meet you finally.
Yeah, me too. And my apology stands, nonsense. Okay.
No worries about that. I'm glad you got away.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And to clarify, I never said T-Reb was married, Brenda. I never said that.
No, you were
No,
saying
no.
Michaela's married.
This is how misinformation just flies like rapid fire. T-Rev, I never said he was married at all. Now, he had a live-in girlfriend for 5 years he referred to as his wife, but they weren't married. They weren't actually married. No. Michaela is married. Well, technically T-Rev is married, to be honest. So, I mean, well, that's going like further back than we need to.
This is so messy, all of it. Like, I missed that part of, oh, yeah, I don't know why. Well, I mean, even if you just go back to the optics of he went missing on the 26th, the last things that we know as fact. He went missing on the 26th. The Facebook group was created by Seth and his associates. The private Facebook group that he has people running the 27th. The GoFundMe was created the 29th. Like, how did they know in those first 3 days that he wasn't going to return to work? And then the intentional misleading of the GoFundMe being needed for his bills when in reality his coworkers had donated PTO time. Like, the optics look horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And this was before a lot of YouTube creators really got involved too. But once they got involved, things just went so much further south. And the thing that I can't stand, and then I'll jump down, is his own things that he's been saying, like Seth making these narratives and pushing these narratives about, how Sebastian potentially was treated or wasn't treated, based off of misinformation too, a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
He is potentially putting, like, let's say Sebastian is out there and somebody does have him. Does this person potentially think that they're doing him a favor by keeping him away, like, from all of this stuff? Like, he could absolutely be impacting the outcome of his own son's case.
Right.
And it's just sad.
Well,
it's so sad.
That's why obviously I can do a whole conspiracy right now about the GoFundMe and all that. A lot of people are speculating on it, but I won't go as that far. But what I will say is, if it is also true that Seth was asking these creators whose panels he was going on to push his GoFundMe and or Cash App, why did he need all this money? Where was this money going? He said it went towards gas. How much gas did you? Come on.
Yeah, there's just a lot of questions, and unfortunately, thankfully, law enforcement is involved, and I'm sure they will look into all this stuff. But it's just really sad because there's so much unnecessary stuff going on, and Sebastian's still missing. And I really hope that he is alive and well somewhere. And I hope this all calms down. But I think we're seeing an escalation of behavior that has been there for quite some time by the bio father, and it just is heartbreaking. It's all too much. So
I agree. And what's also really sad about it is that's when the parents stopped, working together is when this GoFundMe came about.
yeah. And then they even tried to lay the swords down. And, I have to give Chris compliments because on the fact that he doesn't take the opportunity to trust Seth. He never does.
As much as I wish he was sometimes, man, I'll tell you.
I know that you can't even, like, I've seen people kind of push in that direction to get it, and he doesn't. Because at the end of the day, the one thing that I have to remind people is when he speaks ill about Seth, he's speaking about Sebastian because 50% of Sebastian is made up of Seth and Katie. At the
Facts.
end of the day, and Seth is doing this to his own son, that's the mother of his child. She is part of who he is. When you speak negatively about your children in front of your children about their other parent, they're sponges. They absorb that stuff, and none of us are perfect. We all do stupid shit, but it really impacts. So,
Absolutely. And you know what to go off that, I remember years ago, I actually said that to the grandmother of my children. I said, there's no way you can hate me as much as you do and love my kids as much as they deserve. There, you can't do
absolutely.
both. There's no way. But what you just what was it? I just had a great statement about what you just said, and this guy's throwing me off in the chat.
I'm not even
Oh,
reading chat. I can't see it.
about speaking bad about Katie and everything. Uh, Seth said, if we go back to the DVRO documents, which shouldn't be out, but they're out. If you go back, you see in them that Katie claimed that Seth said to Sebastian, like, "Oh, this is all happening because mommy doesn't want to love me anymore."
Yeah.
On Betty's panel, he mentions those documents being out there, and then he goes into some story about, Sebastian said to me, "Why does mommy hate you?" And I said, "Well, she doesn't hate me, son." "Oh, well, that's what she said to you on the phone." "Well, she waited till I was off the phone to say it." Like, it just didn't even fly correctly. Like, what Katie said
Yeah.
makes sense. What he's saying just didn't. I feel like he's taking bits of what Katie and Chris are saying, and he's trying to make them his story. Is the way I feel about it.
Yeah, I think yeah. I mean, I think there's so many things you can pull away from this entire situation about Seth and some of the things like it obviously changed his life. The divorce heavily impacted his life.
Nuclear
And
family.
yeah, exactly. Like he has said all of that and then when asked about the date and the significance of the date of the divorce
Oh,
versus
suddenly, yeah.
Sebastian, he didn't remember. You will never convince me that that's true because he claims that that's the day his,
Right.
changed
That
his
day
life.
is embedded. All he
Yeah,
goes back to is when he was in California. Like all his memories, all his talk, everything
right.
is back to. There's no way he didn't remember. And then the whole Taylor Swift situation. On one hand, was when I asked him, like, Sebastian, like Taylor Swift, he's like, "Oh, I didn't know." Like he didn't know that. And then on the next hand, he's like, "Oh yeah, he loved Taylor Swift." Like I don't
I,
think he knew much about Sebastian in current times.
I think he knew about Sebastian, but I think that I'm trying to say this the best way possible. He is absolutely attempting to undermine and unravel. So if they say he
Yes.
likes Coca-Cola, he's going to come out and say he likes
Like he likes
Pepsi.
Pepsi.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I said the same thing. It
that's
sounds like
me.
he
Yeah.
intentionally went
Yes.
against whatever Katie and Chris did.
Yeah, and I also I can get with him on the not wanting to only have my son 2 days a week, every other week, and wanting to punish him. Like I can understand wanting to be considered a fun parent and not have to consider doing that.
Absolutely.
But when you're looking at consistency with a child that has behavior problems, you have to be consistent across the board, whether it's fun
Right.
or not, because it benefits them in the long run. But you just from what you gather from his own speaking, he says enough to state that he was intentionally kind of going against everything they said.
Right. Right. Well, even like not
Anyways,
giving the medication to Sebastian, and like he just didn't want it. I'm not going to make my son wear diapers. He didn't have accidents here. But then on another story, you told us he had accidents there, and you made him clean them up himself. Like he just whatever he can do to make Katie and Chris look bad is what I feel like he's doing. And he's gotten so comfortable with it that now his own mask is coming off, and people are now seeing him.
it's sad. And
Sad.
at the end of the day, where's Sebastian? Like that's
And this is what he's coming home to. Like if Sebastian is found, this is what he comes back to. It's
I
more
hope not.
chaotic and yeah, it's horrible.
I really hope not because although what we see is very toxic and there's harm that's being done that can't be undone, but there's always hope for somebody that cares about Seth and this family to intervene and maybe talk some sense into like real therapy. Like, I can't even imagine being in this situation. And of course, therapy isn't going to answer everything, but he needs people around him that truly love and support him and encourage the right behavior and the right things for his son.
I think he's very old school from what I gather from him. He doesn't believe in prescription medication. I don't think he believes in therapy,
100%.
I mean, he'll take painkillers, but don't.
But if he loves his son, he would be willing to do anything for his son to make that, when Sebastian, in my opinion, again, like, you're not going to unravel all of this stuff, but I think there's still, like, I don't want to lose hope that ultimately the worst thing, in my opinion, that could come from this is if Sebastian does come home alive and well, that his family is even more torn up than it was before. I hope that they can repair and restructure as much as possible, and he can keep all of his parents in his life if they're safe and for his best interest. That's my hope for any child, because reunification is always something that people strive for, removing people. I could go on a whole tangent. I'm not doing that. But I just hope for the best outcome for all of them. That's all.
So do I. And if Sebastian did leave on his own, I think we have answers as to why. Because I still believe, I believe that. I believe Sebastian left. And hopefully he's not on the internet. Hopefully he's not seeing any of this. Hopefully he'll be protected from all of this, and he'll come home, and like you said, I just hope he has no idea any of this took place, and they can do what's best.
I know, me too. All right, Granny, I'm going to let you go because I know you're winding down. Yes. So thank you for letting me up again. You. Magnolia, by the way, I'm really disappointed when you have it all in you to give Granny some comments and we can do a dramatic reading of you. I would be down for that.
I was about to say that. She got us all excited for nothing. I haven't even seen Magnolia comment against since. What the hell?
I'm like, this is disappointing. We want a dramatic reading of somebody cuts me out. Okay, bye, y'all.
Bye. Toxic Tony said he'll be taking time off soon and spend a week or two with Seth. Well, no, because we have been told for weeks now that next week they're going to be searching again. Next week they're going to be searching again. He's waiting for Tony to come so they can go search again. No, that's what they need to be doing. Not taking time off for this, time off for that. Go search again. I do agree, Nathan. I think they were failed. I think Sebastian was failed several times. I don't know. There you are, Magnolia, you little troublemaker. I don't know if CPS failed. I don't know if Sebastian took things so literal that what he was reporting to get to CPS wasn't what it was. I don't know which. I just know that I pray that Sebastian is out there safe, being taken care of. And when he comes home, he'll be protected from all of this. That's my wish. We got to keep the faith. Don't go by what Betty's saying about he's either underground, above ground, or in the water. You don't know nothing, Betty. You don't know nothing. You sound stupid and ignorant. Jennifer, I'll tell you what. Kids sneak out all the time. Maybe Sebastian snuck off. He ran and he got lost somewhere. I don't think it makes you a piece of shit for losing a child. There's many people out here that have lost a child. And I don't think it's, necessarily their fault. Stuff happens to even the best of parents. If you haven't, would you please consider hitting a thumbs up on your way out? I hope you all have a fantastic Tuesday. I can't wait till the end of the week. We are officially on summer vacation, and I'm ready and I need it. And then I will be switching up my hours that are more convenient for everybody. I know these early morning streams aren't convenient for everybody, especially my fantastic mods, despite some commenters. And I'll see you all back here tomorrow. On February 26, 2024, an Amber Alert went out for 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian is white, 5'5", 120 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. Sebastian was last seen wearing a black long-sleeve shirt, black sweatpants, and glasses. He has a medical condition that may impair his ability to return safely without assistance. If you have seen Sebastian or have information regarding his whereabouts, please contact the Sumner County Emergency Center or TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND. Let's take this moment to pray for Sebastian's safe return.